I'm on time. If you don't question it, hello! Hello, 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 and welcome to Grand Slam Galaxy. Calm down. Playday number 5. I am your commissioner, Willie or won't he? Hopefully, for the last time in a hot minute, once again casting by myself, as Silver Lily, my co-commentator, is very smartly resting her voice after being out sick for a while. So, it'll just be me today as we head into Playday number 5 of Season 2 of Grand Slam Galaxy. Let me set up the storylines heading into this very exciting Playday. At the top of the leaderboard, the Monsters and the Rotten Eggs still stand up at a 3-1, with the Flowers also joining them up there after a very good performance last Playday. Right now, the middle of the pack is also a three-way split. Scrambled Eggs, Infernos, and Monarchs, wildly different run differentials, but extremely close in that win-loss, as they'll all be standing in the middle and trying to break out on this Playday. 7th seed right now is the Wilds, who have started off a little bit rough, 1-3, but we have very few doubts that they will come swinging back given the strength of their team. And right now, surprisingly, after a 2-0 preseason, the Revenge sit as the only winless team so far in Grand Slam Galaxy. Heading into today, our schedule. First game of the day will be the Rotten Eggs, that's 2nd seed, versus the Flowers, 3rd seed. So one of them will climb up to a 4-1 ranking and stand perhaps alone with the Monsters, given an upset for the Monsters does not happen later. One of them will fall down back towards the middle of that pack. Next up, the Scrambled Eggs versus the Wilds. The Scrambled Eggs have been doing pretty well, especially after a ginormous game against the Rotten Eggs last Playday. They'll be looking to continue that momentum. The Wilds looking to stop theirs after a 1-3 scoreline and a bit of a blockbuster trade that we'll get into when we get to that game. The Wilds are looking to be the better team and to start climbing that leaderboard back up to where they think they belong. Third game for the day, the Monarchs versus the Infernos. The Infernos have always been seen as a wacky team that is yet to hit their stride, and the Monarchs, a team which I disparaged over the last 2 Playdays, but which shut me up pretty well with 2 big wins. Now we'll have to see which one of them strikes down to a losing 2-3 record, and which one of them will be tied with, well, either the Rotten Eggs or the Flowers, 2 of the best teams in the league, depending on how that game between the Eggs and the Flowers shakes out. Our last game of the day is going to be a bit of a doozy. The top seed versus the bottom seed. The Revenge, still looking for their first win, have been taken to Mario Stadium by the Monsters. Can the Revenge, after a very big blockbuster trade, it was them who traded with the Wilds, figure it all out, or will the Monsters mark home territory on a big home run capable stadium? We'll have to find out when we get to that last game. In the meantime, we're going to hop straight into our first game of the day as the Rotten Eggs take on the Flowers. Now, both these teams are, I believe, teams to look out for. That is not the right stadium that we're currently spectating right now, don't mind me. Both of these teams to look out for. The Rotten Eggs, after experimenting a little bit on Peach's Ice Garden, and let's just say getting punished, having lost that last Playday with a brutal 17-9 scoreline versus the Scrambled Eggs, have gone back to the good old days. They've gone back to the 3 captain combo that is Birdo, Mario, and Wario, and they'll be looking to lock down a little bit more consistency. However, they will have to do that against the Flowers, who with home field advantage have chosen to take us to Luigi's Mansion. This is a very chaotic stadium as the nighttime disruptor, and the Flowers are apparently feeling pretty good about it, as well I suppose they should be. They won last week against the Infernos, heading there on a 9-13 scoreline. They also, I believe, if I'm not forgetting, oh no, sorry, the Flowers did not play at Luigi's Mansion in the preseason. I was thinking of that banger Scrambled Eggs versus Infernos game that happened. But still, the Flowers going to Luigi's Mansion, which is a hell of an interesting choice for them. It's interesting. The outfield has to play a little bit closer, so when you've got teams that are able to do players that are able to do big line drives like Critter on the Flowers, that can be taken advantage of, and maybe K-Wolf can sneak an extra home run or two that you would not expect from him. But the Ron Eggs also have plenty of line drive potential. Mario and Birdo are both heavy line drive players, and Wario isn't, I would say, about on the same tier as K-Wolf, not at all, but is capable of those big hits if he's allowed them. The question that we'll have heading into this game, will the consistency break down for either team? Luigi's Mansion is known to drive pitchers scared off the mound relatively quickly, so we'll have to see which one of these teams is able to withstand that better. With the Rotten Eggs heading back to a 3-captain combo, they've got plenty of pitching depth, and, well, the Flowers have two of the best pitchers, I would say, in the league, with Luigi and Daisy both coming up big when they are needed. We're just verifying real quick that there's no issues with the rosters. I believe that we are all good. And with that, we are ready to head into our first Playday. First game of Playday number 5. Welcome, welcome one and all, as the Rotten Eggs challenge the Flowers on Luigi's Mansion. Should be a very, very interesting game. Ah, yes, I love my soda. I mean, it's baseball. You gotta have a little libation. Yellow Toad, very consistent hitter to start off here, and it's good to get a play on base early. Try to aim for those Graves if you can to start that outfield disruption. But when you've got an outfielder with the speed of Baby Daisy, she'll be able to snag that single before it does much more damage. Birdo wants something a little bit more. That line drive assisted by a Boo is going to be hella dangerous, but Red Yoshi will grab it. Yellow Toad is heading home and will actually reach there. Very surprisingly, I did not expect, I was anticipating the double from Birdo, but that slow outfield throwing speed from Red Yoshi allows Yellow Toad to reach all the way home pretty safely. And just like that, off the first two batters, the Ron Eggs have developed their lead. Okay, Yellow Shy Guy. Star pitch whiffs, immediately hits it into Critter, who combines for the double play with Green Magic Koopa. And yeah, that's a pretty good look for the Flowers, shaping up a lot stronger there. Wario can be a scary hitter, but, well, no fear in this outfield. Baby Daisy finds her way into that pop fly for the third out, and despite one of the strongest starts that you can have, the Flowers quickly sew their defense back shut. That was a team's notification on my side. Excuse me. I am so happy I'm not sharing my desktop. I did not know that I had Teams open. I don't have Teams open. It just automatically logs in when Windows starts. Well, someone should uninstall Teams from the casting computer in this stadium. And Mario will face down Luigi for out number 2 after Daisy. I think flied out. I wasn't looking. I was distracted like, oh god, why is Teams on? Mr. Consistency gets a good hit. That'll be a clean single of his own. That means that it's set up for Luigi to try to advance the runner and put even more on for the dangerous batting combo of Critter and K-Rool. Salamander, though, throws it over the head of Birdo. I don't know what happened there. Berto just not getting there in time. It's not like either of those players are starred. So that was just a slip up from the infield, missing a big double play that would have ended the inning. And now allowing Critter to hit a bomb to left field. Statler and Yellow Toad make a run for it. They will grab it. But with a runner on first, runner on second, and with such a dangerous field, plenty of space here for the Flowers to do even more damage. Critter may have come up short, but can you stop an all-star hitter like K. Rool has emerged to be in this second season? Big hit, but no, it's grounded. Not good enough contact to knock it high. And despite it all, K. Rool quickly grounds out, and a good opportunity taken away from the Flowers. That means that the Rotten Eggs will have that 1-0 lead coming out of the first. But, well, 1-run lead ain't much. Definitely ain't much in Grand Slam Galaxy. So it'll be Statler to start off this inning, and it's a clean shot up the center from him. It's a very fine single. We'll see how well Salamander is able to keep up with it. As I double check, look at him very carefully to make sure that I didn't accidentally assign star power to him or something. Because that misplay with Berto was, and I mean this with all sincerity, weird as hell. 3 balls in a row from the pitcher of consistency. Almost 4 balls, just barely edges that over the corner. Finally baits a swing from Salamander, but Baby Daisy gets under that one cleanly for the first out of the second. So Thermite, can he get on base and advance his Jersey fellow player? It's a bit more of a line drive. It barely evades Baby Daisy's glove. Fire interference as well interferes. Then a boo in the outfield, stopping the Daisies from operating as a unit. It would have been a good single, maybe a good double, but item interference, field interference, and every type of interference you can look at results in a triple for Thermite and a second run driven in for the Rotten Eggs. Now they've got a runner on third and only 1 out. Starred player Mario hits that good single to bring in the runner, and the Rotten Eggs advance to a 3-0 lead. This is what you kind of expect from Luigi's Mansion. This disruptive field can play hell on the defense. So while these are unexpected runs, you can only expect the field to pay the Rotten Eggs back in kind when it's the Flowers' turn to take some swings. Luigi versus YP. YP's slap touches grass, but Mario hesitating, not sure if that was going to be caught or not. It's caught out at second, so now 2 outs as the Rotten Eggs return back to the top of their order. YT does hit that single to advance YP to second, so Captain Birdo now. 2 runners on, 2 outs, slaps it, and Critter simply snags that one before it's able to reach the outfield. That'll be the 3rd out. I'll get the Flowers out of a bit of a jam. 3-0 lead now for the Rotten Eggs, but that's by no means too big of a deficit for the Flowers to make up. We've seen crazy makeups on this field after all. I mean, just double checking actually. The last Playday, as Green Magic Koopa faces down 2 strikes, striking a ball from Mario, excuse me. Last Playday, Green Magic Koopa will actually find contact with it for a slap, but Salamander quickly picks that one up for the out. Last Playday, when it was the Infernos versus the Flowers, there were a lot of big scoring innings. Of note, the Flowers, their scoring, the first 6 innings, was the only scoring they got. 0 runs, and then 2 runs, 1 run, 4 ones. 0, 2, 1, 4, 1, 5. So the Flowers are definitely one of those momentum-based teams. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the training wheel to turn, and Baby Daisy's attempt at a line drive won't do much of that, but will at least advance the Flowers to a good spot in their batting order at the bottom of the 3rd. opportunity for the Monarchs, though, to take advantage of a quiet bottom of the second and just keep adding notches on the scoreboard. I don't know exactly where the scoreboard is on this field. I kind of assume that they just kind of chisel the score into a gravestone. Hopefully not one of the gravestones in the outfield, though, as that would be under a lot of danger. It's Green Magikoopa snags Yellow Shy Guy's attempt and notches the first out of the inning. Warrior wants to slap something, but Critter has killed 2 captain's chances so far. Snags that one before it's able to reach the outfield. Statler is the first player to get on base with a well-aimed slap to right field, but what more can they do? Well, we'll see when Salamander steps to the plate. Bad contact, though, will allow Daisy to pick it up, throw Salamander out at first, and it's a quiet inning from the Rotten Eggs. Still, though, they got a 3-0 lead, but the Flowers are starting in maybe one of their optimal positions in the batting order, with JC into Daisy into Luigi. This is a very scary rotation to face, and JC proves it with a good hit up the center, a single to start off their inning. So, Daisy versus Mario. She's gonna have to find something. We knew Daisy for sudden bombs in the first season. Mario doesn't want that and tries a fireball, but the captain stays cool despite the heat. That's another good single. Now with 2 on, Mr. Consistency. Well, he's been struggling as always to get that moniker back. He's been struggling as always to earn the title of Mr. Consistency. Yeah, that's a good saying. He's been in a bit of a struggle recently. A good hit out to center right, though. That'll allow JC to reach all the way to home and Daisy to reach third base. Now with their first run driven in, runners on the corners, and 2 extremely dangerous batters coming up next, the Flowers are in a great position. Mario will have to get his team... Oh, sorry, I forgot that was Luigi before Critter. Still, Luigi is not at all a bad captain. When Luigi dropped that Mr. Consistency title, it was Luigi who picked it up. The Monarchs definitely need a big defensive play here, though a strikeout I'm sure they wouldn't mind. No! The POW block stopped out Birdo. And because she's not able to get up in time, left fielder doesn't feel comfortable sending it to second. That just means that the man knocked out, Luigi's safely able to touch base. Daisy reaches home, and now that's 2 this inning for the Flowers. Critter wants to make it bigger. Yellow Shy Guy, are you getting there? No. Statler manages to reel it in. And that's Critter with 2 big hits, both caught by the outfield. But K-Rool, he had bad contact last inning. Will he settle for bad contact again versus Mario? No, he's not settling for anything. Big, deep hit to right field. The outfield is there just a little bit too late. And the big man hits big. 3-run homer for the Croc to give the Flowers a big lead. 3-5 scoreline. And that rhythm that they fell into last game on Luigi's Mansion that I highlighted, well, they might be falling into it again. They might be doing better if Green Magikoopa can hit a sudden bomb, but no, that'll curve foul. The Croc is wearing a diaper. He's wearing some weird tunic or kilt or whatever. Green Magikoopa will hit it right to Salamander's glove on a beautiful diving play. So it's consultation. Not consultation. Not condensation. Not confirmation. Something as Red Yoshi hits it out to right field for a clean double. Now put a runner in scoring position for Baby Daisy. Consolation! There we go! Baby Daisy's weak hit, fielded by Salamander before it can escape up to center field. That means that once again, after a big inning, the Flowers are going to be starting in the same spot in their rotation next inning, as they score 5 and take the lead. It'll be up to the back half of the Ron Eggs batting order to try to bring this one back, but no. A good shot by Thermite is caught by Green Magikoopa, reeling it in with that magic touch. So now brother against brother, and Mario is more than happy with that challenge apparently, as he hits a good line drive out to center right. That'll be a double for the plumber. And with the runner in scoring position, YP can start off a good inning for the Ron Eggs if they manage it. But with a big pop fly, you got to imagine, will Red Yoshi fall under the pressure? Yes! The banana tricks out the Yoshi. The dive the dive freaks him out. And now it's a runner on second, runner on third, and Luigi doesn't want any of it. He'll attempt a cyclone pitch. Yellow Toad will hit a soft pop fly out to left field, so that'll be 2 outs now. And Captain Birdo, runner on second, runner on third. She got caught out by Critter at shortstop last time. She wants a big hit this time. It's pretty deep, but I think Baby Daisy and JC are there in time to catch it out. And despite a very good position, the Ron Eggs go scoreless yet again, and the Flowers maintain their 2-run lead. You know, that's the second time in like 2 days I forgot the word consolation. I think I was desperately trying to remember it yesterday, and I could not. JC steps to the plate, but a little bit of suction action from Birdo will catch that one out. So now it's Daisy, top of the batting order, versus Mario. Both starting pitchers for both teams still standing strong. Another little bit of suction from Birdo reels in out number 2. So, Mr. Consistency, can he get on base and restart this Flowers offense? If not, they're not going to exactly be in a weak position next inning. But Mr. Consistency bringing that moniker back. Solid hit out to left field for a single. If Mario can't shut this inning down on Lou Easy, well, the Ron Eggs are going to be in all sorts of trouble in the bottom of the 4th. Slap hit to right field. Yellow Shy Guy can't get under it, and that means that's a runner on first, runner on second. Critter hasn't had a lot of luck his first 2 chances, but he's had 3 chances by the bottom of the 4th, which shows you just how good the Flowers are doing. Still, big hit from Critter goes foul. So, can he get on base for the first time this game? It's another big pop fly. There is a pow block in the pocket, but no, Statler holds his ground, snags that one for out number 3, and the Flowers go scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. They'll be starting next inning with King K. Rool, which is actually kind of a problem. You want some runners on base for the big man. Though, you will have to see how much the Ron Eggs are able to, well, start reducing the score line. Yellow Shy Guy does hit a good slap up the middle. And Wario will have to see if he can capitalize off it. A lot of lack of luck, just like Critter has had so far. And a big pop fly with no item support. Sorry, a boo item support, which might as well be none. We'll continue that streak. So, Yellow Shy Guy on first, 1 out. Statler has hit some great aimed shots so far this game, but a slap right to Green Magic Koopa will do nothing but get a double play. That's another silent inning for the Ron Eggs, as they have not been able to find any offense since the 2nd. And if you want, well, at least 1 guaranteed run on the board, start an inning off with King K. Rool against a tired Mario. No sweat off the King's back. A little bit of sweat on the Plumber's brow, though. Weak contact sends it low, but it's still a strong hit. Sorry, weak contact. A misaimed contact sends it low, but it's still a strong hit, as K. Rool has enough power behind his scepter for 2, and that's a double. So now Mario, he knows he's on his last leg, so he just wants to force something out here. Green Magic Koopa will hit the fireball, but it's a big pop fly. Easy fielding from Statler to get out number 1 of the inning. Red Yoshi isn't exactly the most consistent hitter, but he's been having an absolutely breakout offensive showcase the last couple of games. And Mario decides to play it safe. He'll swap with Wario, subbing in from third base now to come in pitching. Red Yoshi, again, showing excellent plays, but Statler barely manages to get the glove on that one. If it blew past Statler and went through, that could have been a triple, maybe even in the park home run. With the speed that Red Yoshi has, the rotten eggs dodge a bullet. So, Wario, what can you do? Well, he can get 2 strikes against Baby Daisy. There's runners on the corners. Baby Daisy slaps it, perfectly aimed. The POW block does stop Yellow Toad from fielding it in time. This slap offense from the Flowers has been so good. I don't know if anyone else will remember with glee and a little bit of fear the Flowers game on Playday 3 versus the Wilds, where Baby Daisy, Red Yoshi, they're not supposed to be slap hitters. But on Junior's Playroom, they went wild and put up an 18 scoreline for the Flowers. Now, well, JC hits another good single. That's loaded bases, and what's supposed to be the weak part of the Flowers' offensive lineup is just driving in runs. Now Captain Daisy with a big chance. If she can make good contact of a charged swing, that'll at least be a sac fly. Slider, she's going for a star hit. That's not going to be a sac fly. That's going to be a guaranteed grounding touch. It flies into a ghost. There's fire interference. 2 runs so far. Trying to catch out JC at home, and they will. Well, that's consolation, but that's still 2 runs driven in off a big star hit from Daisy. And the Flowers continue to run away with this game. Now they've got a 5-run lead. Mr. Consistency wants to make it a 6-run lead. It's a big, deep hit. Statler didn't flinch last time in the face of a plow block. This time, well, he'll keep his glove on it. There you go. 3rd out of Mr. Consistency's bat means that at least the Ron Eggs get back into this game. They're starting at a decent spot in their offense with Salamander and Mario and Thermite all being very consistent hitters. But if they want this game, they have to find something soon. Top of the 6th with a 5-run deficit is a hell of a drop. And the POW block is misaimed as Daisy simply lofts it over the field and knocks out Salamander on a grounder. Thermite versus Luigi, who again is the starting pitcher, still doing great. Though when the Ron Eggs aren't able to put much up in offense, it's a lot less difficult for them. Red Yoshi isn't able to get off the line, get under the line drive from Thermite. That means that hit to right field will be a single and a man on for the Ron Eggs. Mario also looks to charge it up. The fire interferes with Critter, disrupting the double play, but Green Magic Koopa is smartly able to get under it in time to catch out Mario at first regardless, and that's still 2 outs on the board. If YP isn't able to knock something here, and he will not be able to, a rare pitcher fielding off weak contact, and the Ron Egg shut down for a 4th inning in a row, now facing the death lineup from the Flowers. Luigi, Critter, K. Rool, each batter scarier than the last, and Luigi isn't exactly a joke himself, though if you're a Ron Eggs fan, sigh of relief as Berto manages to snag his attempt at a hit to left field. Now they've got to stop Critter though, and Wario isn't exactly the pitcher that Mario is. Line drive caught out by Mario though. He heard me talking hype about him. Decided to make that play. Good on him. So now K. Rool has to swing through a Wario star pitch. Can he hit the trick ball? He can and more. Will it swing foul? Yes. Curves foul in time. So Wario, 2 more pitches to try to get through the big man. Slider attempt caught by K. Rool. I assume this will be too high? No! Yellow Toad and Statler snag it, and the death lineup from the Flowers shut down. That's a start. The Ron Eggs are still down by 5, but at least they'll only be down by... Sorry, are they down by 6 now? I forget. Yeah, down by 5, 3 innings left. It's a big, hard ask, but at the top of their lineup, the Ron Eggs have to take this chance now to start doing a little bit of magic. You can always rely on YT to try to hit balls when it's needed. That's a clean single for the first hit. Birdo. Not a lot of luck as the captain player either. Line drive, barely. You're almost happy that curved foul. That would have been a easy catch by Luigi. Otherwise, second line drive attempt caught out by Red Yoshi as if to prove a point. So not a lot of luck from Birdo either. Yellow Shy Guy now against Luigi. Actually, a charge hit, which is rare for a Shy Guy. And that will touch ground and about the same as any other slap hit. So run on first, run on second, 1 out. Luigi is starting to tire. Wario slaps it, but Green Magic Koopa makes the jumping play, catches it out, and again, despite promising starts, the Ron Eggs aren't able to do anything. If they want anything in this game, if they want a chance, they have to find it in the last 2 innings. Meanwhile, all the Flowers need to do is secure their win. 5-run lead is hard to fumble, and Green Magic Koopa, well, just wants to make it all the harder. A good single with that shot out to center field. So, Red Yoshi now, again, not known as a consistent batter, but has been doing so much work the last couple of games for the Flowers. Slaps it. That will touch grass, and that will be another runner on. This is an incredible performance from the Flowers. When you've got a power hitter the level of K-Rool and all your slap hitters are coming out to play, you make a case for being the strongest team in the league. Baby Daisy now charges. She will not ground out to Birdo, who takes a little bit too long to reel it in and allows loaded bases of what could have been a double or even a triple play. So, 3 runners on. JC, if she can clear the outfield, and she does, that's at least 1. That is 1. Green Magic Koopa touches home, and the Flowers extend the lead to 6. They're back at the top of the order, and with hitters like Daisy and Luigi, Wario has a lot of work to get through. A star hit. This will bring in at least 2 more. Touches grass. Red Yoshi touches home. Baby Daisy touches home. Yellow Toad interrupted with by a ghost, but JC doesn't run it in. That means that it's an 8-run lead now for the Flowers. Wario will try to trick out Luigi, but Mr. Consistency doesn't miss. Power block interference as well. That'll drive in 2 more runs unless Daisy is caught out here. She will be. It's the second time this game that a runner's been caught out at home, and the outfield can at least be happy. But the infield continues to struggle. Wario will be taken off the mound, and Birdo brought in to try to close out this game. Incredible pitching potential from the captain, but she has to face down Luigi and maybe, she has to face down Critter with a runner on third. The team is down by 9 runs. Every additional run turns this game from hard to impossible. Birdo tries something on the outside. Critter catches it. It will curve foul, so it'll put 2 strikes on the Lizard. And on strike number 3, he wants it. Swings big. Will this curve foul? I don't think it will. I think that's a 2-run homer. And double-digit lead for the Flowers. Now leading the Rotten Eggs by 11. The Rotten Eggs have gone to 2 disruptor fields back-to-back. Peach's Ice Garden and Luigi's Mansion. And they've been disgraced on both of them. Big chance from King K. Rool to just keep that number climbing. It is only the bottom of the 7th. The Flowers are going to get another pitching inning after this. Batting inning, excuse me. Birdo wants nothing off K. Rool though. 2 star pitches, a fastball on the inside, and the King still finds it. That's a single. Okay, almost caught out by Salamander, but that is a single. Green Magic Koopa now. I don't think Green Magic Koopa has been caught out yet. I'm not sure. If so, it's only been on 1 attempt. Facing down Birdo. Smacks it. Salamander does grab that in time, and his dive lands on second base to end the inning. Just like last time on Luigi's Mansion, the Flowers, quiet innings interspersed by big, massive plays, and it brings them up to an 11-run lead. With that diving catch from Critter to catch out Statler, I mean, the Lon Eggs now need to score 11 runs in 5 outs total. Salamander wants something. It's a big hit up the center. Had Statler gone on base, that could have been something. If anything, it's Salamander reminding the league that he's still a good player, but he doesn't even bring the lead down to less than double digits. The Lon Eggs climb up to 4 and score for the first time in 6 innings, but 4-14, well, they're now being... They'll now have to get those other 10 runs off to swap in Daisy, who's one of, if not, I believe, the strongest pitchers in the lead. Thermite's not able to find his way past her. It's a quick ground out to Green Magic Koopa, and the inning could end off Mario's bat. Top of the 8th. Big hit, too big. Charge shot. Pending Red Yoshi freaking out over nothing with a bomb on fire? No. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And that is all but the game secured against the Lon Eggs. They're now down 10 runs. The Flowers aren't just going to surge into a secured second spot. Depending on how the Monsters go. Well, no. The Flowers are currently 15-run differential behind the Monsters. So they would need to embarrass the Lon Eggs even more if they want to catch up to that run differential despite a Monsters win or loss. And, well, the first batter doesn't do much. Baby Daisy does hit something foul. Second out or big hit. Another line drive. What is going on with these Flowers hitters? They're unstoppable. Another slap goes straight to Wario. Still, though, I gotta point out, that would have been a great slap. Just a little bit higher. It's embarrassing how good the Flowers have been. They run roughshod over the Wilds 2 Playdays ago. They have a relatively close, but still pretty good game against the Infernos last week. And then this week, they are destroying the Rotten Eggs. Daisy now. JC did successfully get on base. Daisy with a good line drive out to left field. This might bring JC home. No, it'll just bring her to 3rd. Still, if anyone can bring her home, it's the next runner up. Mr. Consistency. Daisy's in both his eyes on 1st and 3rd. Good line drive. That'll bring JC home. The Boo assistance will bring Daisy home as well. That's 2 more runs. And the Flowers now have a 12-run lead. Birdo swapped out too, and despite having 3 captains, the Lon Eggs still absolutely run out of pitching players. Thermite is brought in from the outfield, meaning there's no chemistry out there anymore. Sorry, Thermite was first base. A shell! Just to add insult to injury, they couldn't even let the Lon Eggs get away with that. They stopped Salamander from closing out the last out against them for the game and bring up Critter. The Flowers have a chance, very easy chance to bring this up to 20 if Critter can get on base, and he will. He'll do more than get on base. He'll bring in both Luigi and maybe Louise. Will this be the 3rd time a runner's caught out at home? Oh my god. Minus 13 runs. 13 runs down. Yeah, no, the Lon Eggs are dead. They've been destroyed 2 games in a row, and it's an embarrassing showcase for them. YP will at least try to save some face. Does so with a good slap out to right field, so that's at least a single. And Yellow Toad brings back the top of the order. Yellow Toad has been pretty consistent as a slap hitter this game and continues that with a good single of his own. But next up, Birdo has not managed to do anything so far this game. Will she do something in the top of the 9th versus Daisy? She watches the first fastball. Star pitch? No, another fastball, but this one's just outside of Birdo's range. 3rd pitch. Quick fastball again, but Birdo does get her bat on it. It's loaded bases. It's the offense you would have hoped that the Lon Eggs could have shown the rest of this game but a star pitch against Yellow Shy Guy. He does have an item. He has a star hit of his own. It curves foul, but, well, he wants to play this game. He'll swing wildly on the second strike, though. That's strike 2. Another star hit. He has to swing on this. He's got another star hit to bring it through. Baby Daisy snags it before it goes out too deep. Yellow Shy Guy bats in 2, and the Rotten Eggs reach the same score that the Wilds did for 6 total runs. Be somewhat poetic, I suppose, if the Flowers were able to stop this here. Daisy is starting to tire. You never bet on a comeback in this situation, though. The Rotten Eggs are down 11. This is a nice last inning, and, well, oh! Fielding error. It would have been a good slap for an RBI, but it's instead good for an RBI and the runner advancing to third. Off a little bit of a goof up from Red Yoshi. There's still no outs in the inning. I mean, this is the word that I kept forgetting. It's consolation. Green Magic Koopa is brought in just to remind everyone how deep the pitching depth of the Flowers really is. Statler does slap it. Okay, that's another run brought in. That's now 5 in this inning with no outs. It's 8-17. So it's nice. It pads the stats, but they're still down by 9. Salamander again. Green Magic Koopa. Slow ball drilled by Salamander, but it'll go foul. So is one good home run earlier this game. Not going to be copied quite yet. On another curveball, he'll watch it fly. So, pitch number 3. Slow ball down the middle, slap up the middle, and it touches down safely. That's loaded bases again for the Rotten Eggs. Their luck needs to keep going for about twice as long as this run, though. Thermite against Green Magic Koopa watches the first curveball. Second pitch comes in. Big slider, big contact from Thermite. It does go deep. It stays in, though, and pending Baby Daisy flinching? No. The POW block does mean that a runner will safely touch home, and its runners on the corners, but finally, the Flowers secure the first out of this inning. Monarchs still down 8. Mario watches the first curveball from Green Magic Koopa, but the little chink in that armor that is the Rotten Eggs offense exposed. Big pop fly. There's no way this fireball reaches in time. It's another sac fly to bring in another runner. So, now the lead brought down to 7. Just like that. Well, Green Magic Koopa taken off the mound, and King K. Rool is brought in. The fastballs that this man can pitch should seal any semblance of offense. YP hits it a little bit too far. Baby Daisy snags it. It's a beautiful last inning from the Rotten Eggs, but, well, they never stood a chance there. 10-17 win for the Flowers, and despite the domination, the attempt in inning number 9, the Rotten Eggs are still blown out, and the Flowers continue a very, very convincing bid for top team in the league. I do wonder who MVP honors is going to be. Sorry, I didn't remember. I need to change my controls back. Wow! Double MVP to both the captains. Daisy and Luigi bring that one home for their team. Off some very, very fine offense. Excuse me, now that I'm alone, I gotta do this by myself. Playday 5 and start recording some stats. So, MVP honors to both captains, Daisy and Luigi. I wouldn't have expected it, but I mean, fair play to them. They completely shut down the Rotten Eggs through 8 innings, and despite an attempt late, I thought it was higher. It was only 6. Nothing goes well for these Eggs. After a promising start, after being the last undefeated team in the league, well, they're getting a little bit too big for their britches. 2 big losses back to back. One against what should have been the weaker team of the Scrambled Eggs, going at least by the scoreboard. A devastatingly big loss considering how close all the other Scrambled Eggs games have been. And then another one to follow that up against the Flowers. Actually, that would have been that was a triple MVP game. Daisy, Luigi, and King K. Rool, who the Monarchs traded away before the season started all show up huge in that Playday. I mean, it's kind of neat because you can see the different contributions that they all did. Luigi and K-Rool being a little bit better batters, but Daisy, when needed, in that shortstop second base position. Actually, no, didn't she start at third base? So she must have gotten that extra fielding point when Green Magic Koopa was brought in and she was at shortstop, but that was inning number 9. Regardless, whether it's padded stats favoring the captain or not, a very good performance from her to also get MVP honors. And this is what you want to see from a championship level team. Look at how perfect this scoreboard is across the board. 5 players with 100 rating or more in this game. That's what you need. You need all your players to show up. If you have one MVP honor player, like teams can fall into, you're not going to have the consistency you need to win game after game after game after game. You need a strong team as a whole, and the Flowers have proven that they have that with an incredible team and a game that will secure them at least top 2 in the league. Depending on how the Monsters game goes, maybe top of the league for the Flowers. We'll have to see how that one goes for them. Second game of our Playday, though. We'll head over to Mario Stadium for the first of 2, as the Scrambled Eggs take on the Wilds. The Wilds, a little bit of a blockbuster trade since last Playday. You may notice the Hammer Bro is gone. The Wilds and the Revenge swapped. The Wilds gave the Revenge Hammer Bro. In exchange, the Revenge gave the Wilds Boomerang Bro. Now, when I saw that trade, I admit, mildly flabbergasted. And right now, the Wilds lineup hasn't changed to accommodate Boomerang Bro yet. But they do have a couple of players on their bench right now that they haven't been fielding. They do have sorry, I'm looking through at their stuff. They do have one dark blue jersey player that they can bring in to be a little bit of synergy with Boomerang Bro and not have Hammer Bro be the synergy island that he was previously. So we'll have to see how Boomerang Bro fits in. Right now, it's kind of interesting, despite Hammer Bro being, well, Hammer Bro, he wasn't exactly showing up for the Wild squad, and the more consistent line drive potential over the inconsistent home run potential that Hammer Bro had without team support. With no team support, Hammer Bro just wasn't performing. So a little bit of extra line drive power will be interesting to see how Boomerang Bro fits in on this squad. In the meantime, the Scrambled Eggs, well, they're doing great after their very, very strong win over the Rotten Eggs last Playday. That was a 17-9 scoreline. Did the Rotten Eggs lose 2 games by 8 runs back to back? No, they only lost this one by 7. See, they're improving. The Scrambled Eggs coming off very well off that one. It was the first game they've had so far in the regular season that wasn't a difference of 1 run. And they'll look to keep that going. PD Piranha holding down the batting potential of this team, supported by King Boo, who has that star power and is a solid right fielder pick. And the Yoshis holding down pitching honors. Questions heading into this one. The Wilds have had a very rough start. They're 1-3. The Scrambled Eggs are 2-2. Both these teams need to start racking up wins, though I think it would be inarguable in the league that if one of these teams has been not showing their full potential so far in terms of like just looking at the stats and the expectations, it would be the Wilds. We expect the Wilds to be a much stronger team and for them to find their mojo. They had some hard play days to start, playing against the Monsters when they like fully figured that out, and that was a beautiful game that only ended with a walk-off homer. Playing against the Flowers, they did get crushed on Junior's Playroom, but as we just saw, the Flowers can absolutely sweep if given the chance. So we'll have to see whether they fall into their potential or whether the Scrambled Eggs can keep up the streak that they showed off last week, and whether they also have the potential that the Flowers have. One of these teams is gonna have a losing record following this. At least it could be both, because the Wilds are 1-3. Scrambled Eggs versus the Wilds on a small home run friendly stadium. Which team can take advantage? We'll find out as we head over to Mario's Town. I forgot that Wario City was the name of a stadium here. I just wanted to call Mario Stadium Mario's Town, and it really doesn't work when Wario City is the actual name of a stadium. I apologize for that. It made me look foolish. It made me look totally foolish. But for right now, Reggie facing off against King Boo to start this game. And King Boo, well, it's a week for the first out. I think the stadium does definitely favor the Wilds. I do like their pick here. Mario City is kind of a small stadium when you really break it down. And when you've got DK on your team, he should be able to smack away multiple homers if given the opportunity. And when, let's double check here, the Scrambled Eggs banned out Wario City. They also banned out DK Jungle. Mario City is a pretty fine pick for the Wild squad. When you don't want to go to something inconsistent like Daisy Cruiser, when you don't want to go to anything crazy like the Disruptors, and when Yoshi Park is, bluntly, Yoshi Park. The defense shows up big though. Good double play, catching off Baby Peach's hit. Going into second for the second out. Great Shy Guy showing off why he got moved from catcher to second base, and the Scrambled Eggs head out of the first with nothing. So, the Wilds. Heavy offense with Tato, Funky Kong, Donkey Kong. So we expect big points from them very early compared to the Scrambled Eggs, who definitely have a more ladder batting order centered offense. Tato gets on base with a single. Funky Kong. Slow curveball. He catches it with a big hit, but it'll curve foul? It'll curve foul. We'll have to try again on that one. Well, he'll try again, aimed a little bit better. Wiggler needs to hustle if he wants to catch this. No, it's in the park. But the banana spaces out King Boo, and that means that Funky Kong manages to stay safely on first, and Donkey Kong has 2 runners on. There's a big chance for the big man to hit a big bomb here and bring out an early 3-run lead for the Wilds. He'll watch pitch number 1. Pitch number 2, also watching it. Patience from the Great Ape. And a whiff on pitch number 3. Okay, maybe a lack of patience. Maybe he just wasn't sure what he wanted. Finally makes contact. It's not high enough though. Blooper catches it in left field, and the line drive means that the Wilds offense will need to get restarted off of Baby DK if they want something here. Again, front-heavy offense. Baby DK in position number 4. Not the most consistent batter, but a good line drive out to right field will bring Tato home. Unless she's... No, she'll get home safe. Tato home, runners in the corners, and the Wilds offense is starting off pretty good. I mean, yes, DK hitting a big bomb would have been huge, but, well, wouldn't have been that great. Now, would it have? Reggie, though, a bit more of a consistent hitter. We'll see what he's able to do facing down Yellow Yoshi. His slap will be caught by at second, returns the double play. That means that it's only 1 run for the Wilds in the first, And, well, as long as they don't go the way of the hot eggs, they'll be fine. Still, though, the scrambled eggs, arguably the strongest part of their lineup, was subbing in Captain Yoshi here. Who, I mean, I've dissed Captain Yoshi a lot, but he actually has had some pretty solid batting performance lately. We'll see how he's able to do now. Oh! The shell disrupts Boomerang Bow's attempt to reel it in and allows Yoshi to reach a single off an item forced error. Next up will be... Well, she won't get saved by much there. She hits it right back to Boomerang Bow, who quickly redeems himself with a double play. That means that's Petey Piranha's time to shine. No run is on. 2 outs. And Petey Piranha has been known to hit big pop flies that are easily caught by the outfield. Not a big pop fly. Not exactly a pop fly at all, but still caught out by Dixie Kong. In center field, it means that the scrambled eggs go silent 2 in a row. So, Boomerang Bow, you got traded to the Wilds. Can you start off their offense? Not quite. An attempt at a big hammer blow home run will lead to an easy catch by Wiggler and Blooper. Wiggler was not the one I would have expected to get thrown up there. I would have expected Blooper, but no, they just decide that the worm has to fly like a butterfly. Is Wiggler a caterpillar? I mean, my brain wants to say that he's a caterpillar. Gray Shy Guy actually caught out by at second base. Means there's now 2 outs. No run is on for the Wilds at the bottom of the second. Dixie Kong does hit a good shot up to center to get on. But at this point, the goal of these batters is really just to advance the lineup as much as they can. More than, like, be dangerous hitters in their own rights. Tiny Kong faces down Yellow Yoshi. She does get a good slap. That does navigate its way up the center, and it brings it back to the top of the batting order for the Wilds. With the runner in scoring position, can Tato get on base again? Lane line drive to center left or center right, and she could do more than get on base. She could, well, double the Wilds' lead. Slap hit does find the right line. That means that's loaded bases now and 2 outs for the Wilds. And Funky Kong faces down Yellow Yoshi. Big charge hit, slow pitch. King Boo and Wiggler are there. There's no chance for a sac fly. They managed to catch that one out. That was a high ball. I'm surprised they got onto it. Up to it, I'm going to choose to be my verbiage there. But a very good play from the outfield. Saves a big 3-run homer and stops the Wilds from expanding their lead. Still, though, if the Scrambled Eggs want this game, they've got to start their offense at some point. This is a pretty good spot to start it, though. Blooper, Wiggler, King Boo. Okay, Wiggler, King Boo. Maybe not Blooper, Wiggler. Maybe just Wiggler, King Boo. Very good. Very good bat. Very good batters. As I try to pull on my commentary like the ripcord on a lawnmower there. Mr. One-Sistency up against Reggie. As 2 strikes fly, but slaps on pitch number 3. That'll be a good single. That's what we expect from the Caterpillar. So, King Boo, you made that great defensive play last time with Wiggler. Now can you make a great offensive play with your boy? Attempts a big hit. Dixie Kong and Tiny Kong are under that, but it's too high. Okay, Wiggler and King Boo turn out to be the combo. They save the defense, they start the offense, and a 2-run homer puts the Scrambled Eggs into a lead. King Boo, another trade from the Rotten Eggs. Oh boy. Maybe the Rotten Eggs should have committed to that loyalty setup that they had at the start, but God, they wanted Birdo. Now, finally, Cookie, grounding out to Gray Shy Guy. That'll be the second out of the inning. And now it's up to the Scrambled Eggs there at the section of their roster that just wants to advance as far as they can. Yellow Yoshi faces pitch number 1, faces pitch number 2, and is caught out by Gray Shy Guy. See, Red Yoshi, that's how a Yoshi is supposed to bat. As the Scrambled Eggs get up to that 2-run scoreline and that 1-run lead. DK, he's got no runners on, but as a quick reminder as to who that they're playing against, he'll go ahead and calmly, okay, maybe not calmly, but quickly tie the game back up at a 2-2 scoreline. Big home run, and well played from DK. So now baby DK. He's a little bit young, but he's starting his slugger journey. Facing down Yellow Yoshi. Contact will just be a simple field by Baby Peach, but her bad synergy with PD Piranha actually forces the plant to step off base, and Baby DK is able to reach first off it. That might be one of the first bad synergy first bases that we've seen in Grand Slam Galaxy. I'm not sure if it's the first, but it's an extremely rare thing to happen. Reggie slaps it, almost caught out by Wiggler, but Wiggler is quick enough to at least turn the out at second after Baby DK hesitates. So, Boomerang Bow. Again, trying to make a case to beat Hammer Bro, but simply Hammer Bro at home for right now. His big hit caught out by Blooper and Wiggler in the outfield. That'll mean that the Wilds are still at 2 outs. They've got a runner on, but they're in a much weaker section of their batting power. Sorry. A coach reached out to me about some misinformation being spread about their players that we will correct when we get to that game. Great Shy Guy, not facing much batting power either though, as Yoshi catches him out at shortstop, and the Wilds tie the game, but they don't do much past that. You might not think it if you were just looking at that next 3 batters up, but this is a pretty scary part of the Scrambled Eggs lineup. Baby Peach, Yoshi, oh ho ho, PD Piranha. And when Baby Peach gets on base, that's a good start to any Scrambled Eggs inning. Yoshi now has to just avoid the infield. Him and Baby Peach are both very fast, so given any opportunities to clean up running, they should do so, but you gotta be faster than lightning to stop Yoshi from hitting into a Gray Shy Guy double play. So now, the only chance for PD Piranha to see bases this inning with the runner on. First strike just went through. Second strike went foul. She'll also ground out to Boomerang Bow. The Scrambled Eggs not able to get anything started in this inning. So, despite good potential, we have a 2-2 scoreline, which is not exactly what we expect from these teams, but which is a pretty acceptable start, I think, for both of them. Yellow Yoshi is doing a commendable job in a breakout pitching season. His attempt, though, caught out by Dixie Kong. Yoshi cleans it up, though, for out number 1. Tiny Kong wants to kind of mirror the situation with another shot out to shortstop, and Captain Yoshi has been locking down shortstop, doing wonders for his team defensively. We'll only hope that he continues that up if and when he's pulled onto the mound to relieve Yellow Yoshi. The Wilds, though, back at the top of the order. For the second time this game, though, it happens with 2 outs. And, well, for not the second time this game, Tato grounds out, and it's 3 up, 3 out for the Wilds. They're not able to produce anything, and this will remain tied. PD Piranha is a hell of a scary pitcher. Kind of needs runners on base, though. Reggie, curveball on the outside, gets at least strike number 1. But PD Piranha catches all of it and shuts me up with a lightning home run over the head of Tiny and Dixie to give the Wilds a lead. You still would have wanted more than 1 run batted in, but I don't think you're going to be mad when you got the lead. And PD Piranha brings it up to 3-2. Both teams inching up the scoreboard today, which is not what we expect from Mario Stadium. It's not what I expect from Mario Stadium, but fair play to them. Blooper now. A good hit out to center right. This will be at least a single. Yeah. Single for the Bloopster. And Mr. Consistency steps up to the plate as batter number 9 to try to keep this going. Weak contact though. Gray Shy Guy cleans that up for a nice double play despite an attempt at bomb interference. And King Boo brought in at the top of the order with nothing on the bases. Let's see if he's able to replicate Petey Piranha's success. A sudden big home runs, and he wants it. Tiny and Dixie don't get under that one either. And both sluggers for the Scrambled Eggs come up to give that team a 2-run lead. Now imagine what they could do if they had runners on. 4-2 now. The Wild's not at all in a bad spot. There's still 2 outs on the scoreboard. There's not going to be a lot of threat from the Scrambled Eggs offense for some time. Cookie, I'm not sure if the Boo assisted that much there, but scares the other team enough to secure, for sure, a single. Yellow Yoshi, pow block assisted for a single. And again, Gray Shy Guy doesn't get up in time. Cookie touches second base. This scares Reggie enough to be taken off the mound, and Captain Donkey Kong brought in from first base to finish up this inning. He's got a little bit of an easy opponent in Baby Peach, or I say that, as she gets a good line drive. Boo assisted. That's going to drive in at least one. I think that's going to drive in 2. That will drive in 2. Yellow Yoshi and Cookie both touch the plate, home plate, off a double from Baby Peach right after I shit talk her. Okay. I don't know what it is with weak batters having incredible performances so far this season. Baby Peach, almost every at-bat grounded out or hit into double plays last season. Now she shows up for her team. And the Scrambled Eggs now with a 6-2 lead over the Wilds. Finally, Captain Yoshi can't keep the magic running for much longer. No ground out, but still a 4-run inning for the Scrambled Eggs, which was the total amount of runs scored in the game before that. You can't complain. You might want to start though, especially if Funky Kong can get on base. No, it's a big, high, slow pop fly. So I think that Blooper and Wiggler thought that was staying in the base. I think the ball actually bounced back into the field after touching the outside the field. That's 1 home run. DK wants to make it 2. That'll be one of the craziest home runs that we see in Grand Slam Galaxy. This, a little bit more typical. Actually, I think that might be caught out by Wiggler and King Boo again. Yes. Wiggler and King Boo catch out DK. So despite Funky Kong sneaking one, the Scrambled Eggs maintain a 3-run lead. Now it'll be up to the Wild small ball play to try to get back to the top of that high scoring potential start of their roster. Baby DK isn't by any means a weak batter though. And a line drive out to right field, an attempt at a power block to interfere, but King Boo doesn't mind, he floats. It's a single for the Wilds. Reggie will have to follow it up against Yellow Yoshi. Weak contact slap though, that just hits into a nice double play as Yoshi and Petey Piranha clean that one up. Stop the Wilds at only 1 in the inning. They're only behind by 3. There's 4 innings left to go. Plenty of time for the Wilds to make it back, especially when they've got a pitcher like DK on the mound. Swing! Oh my God! Swings into a star pitch and attempted a green shell to disrupt it, but because there's chemistry on first base, DK no fear simply bashes the ball over there and secures the out. Solid defensive play from the captain. Another star pitch to try to freak out the batter. With enough power though, Petey Piranha hits through it, but it's a big pop fly. The fireball won't make it there in time. And that's simply 2 outs now against the Scrambled Eggs in this inning. DK only needs to find 1 more for a clean 3 up, 3 out, and he wants it with another star pitch. Looper won't swing into it though. Another star pitch, it just keeps going. Looper charges, and the charge hit will blast through that. Now Dixie just needs to keep it cool against a power block. No. It's just early enough that she doesn't think she can catch it, and Blooper secures a double off that item forced error. So Mr. Consistency, can he turn this into a 4-run lead? Big star pitch. Well, Wiggler doesn't want to swing on it. That's strike number 1. Fastball. Wiggler connects with it for strike number 2. Mr. Consistency strikes again to put runners on the corners. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. King Boo already hit a home run this game. And that inside fastball, it's not a home run, but it's a beautiful line drive to bring in at least 1. Just 1. Runners on the corners again. RBI for King Boo. Blooper touches home, and the Scrambled Eggs get back up to that 4-run lead. With DK starting to tire, that is worrying for the Wilds. You can't have your secondary pitcher start fading that fast, but when he keeps throwing barrel pitches like this, consolation, I gotta stop using that word. It does force the 3rd out of the inning, but the Wilds are down 4. They've got 4 innings left to do it. They don't need a high average run per inning in order to get it, but they need to start off strong, and Boomingbo isn't that. His slap caught out by for the 1st out. Can Green Shy Guy do better? Wants to, with a bit of a semi-charge hit, but Wiggler showboating. I think just flexing on the bomb, knocking it over to Blooper for this 2nd out of the inning. Dixie Kong grounding out just means just 3 up, 3 out. The Scrambled Eggs quickly shut down the offense of the Wilds. The starting pitcher Yellow Yoshi remains strong on the mound. DK being brought off is scary though. Tato is as good a pick as any to bring in. There's no disruption in outfield synergy, and Tato is a great relieving pitcher. So we'll see what she can do. Yellow Yoshi, though, decides to break the Yoshi's curse with a solid single for the start of the inning. Baby Peach can't continue Baby's luck. Boomerang Bo snags out that one. And those are the first for the double play. 2 outs now, top of the 7th. Scrambled Eggs, Captain Yoshi facing down Tato. And the tertiary pitcher forces a bit of a, I don't even want to call it a weak hit actually. That was a pretty solid hit from Yoshi, but those magnetic gloves from Shy Guy reel it in. Keep the Scrambled Eggs to only a 4-run lead. So now, if you're the Wilds, you gotta start putting points up on the board. It's a grand slam away, and I mean, when DK is the 4th pitcher of this, 4th batter of this inning, there's always potential. And potential squandered. Tiny Kong slaps it right to Yoshi for the 1st out. So we'll see what Tato can do as the Wilds return back to this top of the batting order. Turns out, not much. Grounds out to at 2nd base. Out number 2. So Funky Kong, can he steal a home run yet again? I don't think so. It's a big pop fly, but the Boo comes in time to save that funkiest of apes. And it's an item forced error for a single. The item's really helping out the Wilds as DK stares down pitch number 1. He watched the 1st slider and makes great contact with the 2nd for a clean 2-run homer. That'll cut the Scrambled Eggs lead in half, but they still have a lead. Yellow Yoshi starting to tire is greener grass. They'll be subbed out. Excellent pitching all the way through the 7th, and Yoshi's brought in to try to clean up this inning. 2 outs against BBDK. Pretty soft spot to be brought into as a pitcher. Baby DK does manage to get the slap though, and despite all the trash talking I've been trying to do, has been pretty good this game. So that's a single. Reggie now has to try to keep this magic going for the Wilds. Facing down a fresh pitcher, slaps it right to who turns the out, and the Wilds cut the lead down to 2 with 2 innings remaining. But the Scrambled Eggs have a very scary 2-hit punch at the top of the 8th. First, he's going to try to get on base. First attempt will go foul. Second attempt will actually go right to that second base position, but the POW block forces the error. The POW block of doom that we've seen so many times in this league. Let's reach base. So now PD Piranha with a runner on swings for the fences. I think Dixie and DK are there though. Yes, they are. So, the Scrambled Eggs offense neutered a little bit, I think, after PD Piranha. Next up, we're going to see what? We're going to see Blooper, Wiggler, King Boo. Never mind, not neutered at all. This is much stronger than I remember. I always forget that the Scrambled Eggs, like, strongest search of batters is like 4-1 instead of the typical 1-7. Blooper tries to use a Boo to reach first, but it's just a little bit too slow. Their bunting attempt is caught out. Still, it lets reach second. Mr. Consistency can't come up for that one, though. And the Scrambled Eggs are stopped. They'll go back to the top of their batting order next inning, but for right now, they can't get anything. And the Wilds, bottom of the 8th, are down 2. Boomerang Bro hasn't shown up for the team yet. Can he show up now? Charging against Yoshi, and immediately out at first base. Okay. Gray Shy Guy has been a little bit better, but not perfect for his team so far, as he faces down Yoshi. Charges and watches the first curveball. Next pitch coming in. Slaps it. Yellow Yoshi, though, with that flutter jump at shortstop, able to catch out the second batter of the inning. Dixie Kong faces down Yoshi. Will she be the end of this inning, and will the Wilds go at least 2 down heading into the 9th? They will. Scrambled Eggs. Opportunity to seal this game if King Boo can come up big here. We'll see what he's able to do against Tato. Top of the 9th, first pitch. King Boo will just watch it. Second pitch. Contact. It's a good line drive. That's not out of here, is it? No. Okay. Jesus. Even the outfielders were scared. You saw how they started to run. Like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Still. Single for the King. And Cookie has the chance to advance that floater? Bouncing ball up center field is good enough for the single. So run on first, run on second, and now the Scrambled Eggs into the weakest part of their batting order. Yellow Yoshi, though, has shown up so far for his team. Boomerang Bro catches out 2, though. Catching out Yellow Yoshi's hit and throwing it to second for the double play. And Cookie touches the bag at first. Just a second soon enough to avoid the triple play. Baby Peach up against Tato. Slaps it. Big Shy Guy fields it. That's the 3rd out. So the Scrambled Eggs have a 2-run lead heading into the 9th. The Wilds are arguably in maybe one of their best spots to do this, actually. Tiny Kong isn't great, but Tato, Funky, Donkey Kong, all after that. And when Tiny Kong gets on base, yeah, the Wilds have a pretty good opportunity here. Tato now, facing down Yoshi. Slaps it for another clean hit. That's now 2 runners on, no outs, and, well, the Wilds only need 2 to tie this game. Funky Kong kind of stole a home run earlier. We'll see what he tries to go for now. He's charging. Line drive goes deep. Wiggler's not going to be able to get there in time to stop Tiny from going home. Runners on the corners. No outs. 1 run separates the Wilds and the Scrambled Eggs. And Captain DK is up at the plate. If the Wilds want to show this league who they are, it needs to happen right now. DK versus Yoshi. Charge. Contact. It's too weak. But misses the dive. Wiggler misses the dive. Funky Kong is heading home. Funky Kong is heading home. And it's batting errors that give the Wilds, fielding errors that give the Wilds a last chance win. It's not a big home run. It's the Wilds defense crumbling on the play, and they snag the 7-8 victory on Mario Stadium over the Scrambled Eggs. I can't believe this happened again, but the Scrambled Eggs return right back to being the most exciting team to watch in heartbreaking fashion for them as they lose their game 7-8 versus the Wilds. And that means that the Scrambled Eggs have either won or lost by 1 run to everybody except the Ron Eggs, who they absolutely crushed. Okay, skipping past that. MVP honors go to the Captain DK. Maybe a little from the performance from him, but good enough. And the Wilds just managed to squeak that one by. Just 7-8 win. I mean, it's hard to comment on this. Like, when you break it down, Funky Kong snuck a home run over the fence that arguably shouldn't have happened. And then 2 fielding errors. You would have expected DK to drill it for a big homer, but 2 fielding errors off a weak hit. I think that the outfield just wasn't ready for him to not send it for the stratosphere. Means that the Wilds steal this game. It's not quite the level of, like, bonkers surprising game off of like a bobbled Toadsworth grand slam, but 7-8 victory, the Wilds just barely managed to squeak out, means that the Scrambled Eggs, well, it's not like they're going to be an easy team to face despite going down to a negative win-loss record after this game. No, if anything, it means the Scrambled Eggs will continue to be scary. As I've always said, the Wilds are kind of a sleeper team right now. They had a weak start, but they have some of the best players in the league. The big storyline going into this, the biggest trade that we saw so far in the regular season was Boomerang Bro and Hammer Bro. Boomerang Bro, did he get on base this game? I don't think Boomerang Bro got on base this game, which is not a great start. He's gonna have to show up for something later. Again, I do think that the Wilds, when they reformat their team, will have something to gain off the Boomerang Hammer Bro trade. But for right now, subbing him directly in for Hammer Bro with no altercations, well, it's good enough for the win, but it's definitely still an eyebrow raised. Regardless, again, the Scrambled Eggs have a positive run differential. They've shown that they can keep it close with some of the best teams in the league. So no shame on them after that loss, especially with such a big game from Donkey Kong. Bringing in two necessary RBIs at the end of that game. Bringing in both the big home runs that he has. He continues to be the star of any team that he's on. And it's good enough to bring the Wilds up to a 2-3 record. Their other wins so far this season was, of course, against the Monarchs on Playday 1. So after a 3-game losing streak, actually, they bring it back. The Bros either don't show up or carry their entire team. Okay. Boomerang Bro showed up with 0 on this game. Hammer Bro, last game, 120, almost MVP, carrying the team. Okay. Hammer Bro on Playday 3, I didn't capture because I accidentally clicked through. I just remember that. Hammer Bro on Playday 2, 20, not a very good performance from him, but on the board. And Hammer Bro on Playday 1. 10. Not a very good performance on the board from him, but at least something. Like, yeah, not a good performance. The Bros definitely need support. The Bros definitely need support on the team to thrive. Hammer Bro is a great batter, but he wasn't able to do it alone on this Wilds roster. He was very clearly isolated, having synergy with no other players on the team. Still, an absolute all-star level player, and to my memory, at least was getting on base. But now Boomerang Bro, again without that support, will have to watch how the Wilds reformat their team later to fit the man on. For now, at least, they snag that win against the Scrambled Eggs, go up to a 2-3 scoreline, and might be able to evade being the 7th seed, depending on how the rest of our playdays go. We'll jump right into the next game with the Monarchs versus the Monarchs versus the Infernos. This is a bit of a solid stakes game, as if the Monarchs lose it, they will be in that 7th seed in the league. Actually, if the Infernos lose it too, they also are at risk of dropping down to 7th. Yeah, no, actually no, when I look at it and I think of it, whichever team loses this game, unless the Infernos lose by 1 run, that's the only situation where one of these teams doesn't drop down to 7th. And both of these teams have had commendable performances so far. Both of them at a 2-2 scoreline. The Monarchs, I trash-talked them the last couple playdays, but they won against the Scrambled Eggs thanks to a bobbled Grand Slam on Daisy Cruiser. They won it cleanly, though, against the Revenge 7-5 on Junior's Playroom. So still potential behind the squad showing strong. Meanwhile, for the Infernos, another bit of a switch in the lineup here. No, this might be the same lineup as last week, with Dry Bones holding down that star power and plenty of slapping potential. There's not a lot to talk about with these teams, despite the variability that they've had. The Monarchs started off with 2 losses. They went 0-2 in the preseason, I believe, so 4 losses depending on how you want to count it, but won the last 2 games. The Infernos have been some of the most ping-pong teams in terms of performance, having lost 1-1 lost so far in the regular season to get to that 2-2 scoreline. We'll have to see which one of these teams is able to keep going. Will the Monarchs actually start a big 3-game winning streak, or will the Infernos pinball themselves up to a 3-2 record? With home field advantage, they've chosen to take us to Daisy Cruiser, which, if you look simply at the numbers, at the players, feels like a very good pick for the Infernos. Firebro is on this team, Dry Bones is on this team, and Starred. And Strawberry, should they choose to swing for the fences, can be a very good home run hitter as well. Lots of power behind this team. The Monarchs, though, have a lot of speed in the outfield. One of the fastest outfields in the league to try to catch errant home run hits. And they've got Blue Critter and a Pianta of their own in, well, Blue Pianta. We'll have to see. It also depends, again, on if this is a home run derby, because the Monarchs do have a kind of shallow pitching rotation. Toadsworth into Peach. If it's a low-scoring game, it's one of the best pitching rotations you can have. If they get tired out early, that can lead to disaster kind of quick. So we'll have to see how this one settles. The Monarchs versus the Spitballs, battling to stay out of the bottom slot in the lead. And the Spitballs bring us to Daisy Cruiser. Small ball gets to do funny things here, but lowers the importance of weakness snap in. Small ball is neat. Daisy Cruiser Daytime has those tables which have been known to mess with the outfield, so there's a lot of potential here. We'll see how Blue Critter is able to start this game, and that's a home run. That's a home run. So, all right, cheers. Blue Critter hears small ball and thinks to himself, yeah, that's when the ball is so far away that it looks really small, right? And starts the game with a quick bomb against Boo. Okay. And now the game starts. Nerissa against Boo. A good line drive out to center right that will be a single. She does not want to mess with the quick outfield throwing arms of this Infernos lineup. Blue Shy Guy, though, can't keep the magic going. Despite an attempt at Boo interference, Firebow reels that one in and turns the double play. Now with cleared bases, Blue Noki has to face down her fears. And the Pop Fly. Can Captain Dante keep his cool? No. Freaks out from the banana. And him and Red Noki have to reel that one in. Blue Noki steals a double off that one and gets to scoring position. Blue Pianta, known as an excellent slap hitter, but, well, the Piantas are known to try to swing for the fences when they've got a runner on a position that they like. Swings and misses on pitch 1. Contact on the slider, though, and a star hit to center left means there's plenty of time for that runner to touch home. Blue Pianta at first with a nice single. And, well, home plate is touched both the ways you can do it. Big home run and a solid line drive to bring in 2 runners for 2 points. The Monarchs with a good start to this game. Also, additionally, I talked about the Monarchs having a mildly shallow pitching rotation if the game gets high scoring. The Infernos have also been struggling with that this season. Firebow, though, reels in out number 3 and maintains as much stamina on Boo as he can. We're going to keep a close eye on Boo. How many pitchers can this... How many innings can what we consider... God, I'm going to try that one again. How many innings can this all-star pitcher stay in? Slow ball, caught by Red Noki, but Blue Pianta makes the easy dive for out number 1. There's not pressure for the Infernos to start up their offense early, but you gotta be curious about what start they can get. Strawberry wants a big hit, but will simply watch the curveball ball. And the next pitch comes in. Big hit from Strawberry. Is it getting out of here or is it bouncing on the wall? The outfielders don't seem to worry that much about it. Yeah, it bounces on the wall, which is as rare sight as any on Daisy Cruiser. It wasn't exactly misaimed, it was perfectly down the middle. But the wall bounce keeps it in, denies the home run from Strawberry, and now Captain Dante says, let's try that one again with a big hit of his own to right field. Well, center right field. Toadette and Blue Noki, though, make that catch easily for the second out of the game, and the Inferno's offense is showing its promise. Good catch from Toadette and Blue Noki. Still runner in scoring position. And Firebow is the batter to try to bring Strawberry in. He'll watch the slow ball from Toadsworth on pitch number 1. Second pitch, though, a little bit more inside. Good contact. But again, I think Toadette and Blue Toad are there for the third out. The Infernos show good promise in inning number 1, but are shut down so far, and the Monarchs will maintain their 2-run lead. We'll have to see how this team is able to do heading forward. For now, question on the Monarchs is how their offense can perform. In Playday number 4, when they played against the... in Playday number 3, making sure I'm not missing a home run from Toadette of all people, it was a big inning in the 4th that won them the game. They got 3 1-run innings and 1 7-run inning. So now, the question is, can they get more consistent small run innings like they did in the first? Or was that an oddity? Well, Toadette seems to say yes. Toadsworth, a little bit of item assistant to reach base. That'll get him a single to start this off. And Princess Toadstool now against Boo. Batter number 9, Watches pitch number 1. Next pitch comes in and she charges it. A good hit out to center field. The bobble off of Lednoki though. Where's Dante going? The Daisy Cruiser is a bobble-friendly park apparently. It's the sea breeze. It makes everything just a little bit slick. And, well, Blue Critter now wants to capitalize off having 2 runners on. First hit goes foul. Second hit stays in the park. It will bring Toadsworth home, especially with fire assistance. Peach might get caught out at home here from the laser from Strawberry. But no, she manages to barely tag back up at third base. That means that we now have a 3-run lead for the Monarchs. And Boo starts to tire early. You need that pitcher to stay on just a little bit longer. Melissa's slap, caught out by Shy Guy, who turns the double play, and that's exactly what you want if you're the Infernos. 3-run lead isn't a big one. Three-run lead isn't a big one for the Monarchs, but maybe Daisy Cruiser is just their stadium, as they show up so far versus the Infernos. Now it'll be up to the Infernos to get their offense flowing though, and they have more than enough home run potential to start reducing this lead, starting off with the starred Dry Bones. 2 strikes though, freaks out the Dry Bones and attempts a slap that's caught out by Blue Critter at second base. So now Otis steps up. What can she do against Toadsworth, who's pitching mighty fine so far? These slow pitches can freak out even the most veteran batters, and as a rookie this season, Otis has to see through them quickly, doing so pretty well. A slap to left field for a single. Funnily enough, that green shell used to try to disrupt the infield might only hurt the offense, as they broke a table and will make outfielding there easier. Doesn't matter much though, as Boo's attempt at batting hits into a double play, cleaning the infield and cleaning the inning. The Infernos aren't able to get anything in the first 2. Blue Shy Guy isn't able to get much at the start of the third though either, so quickly grind out 2 Fire Bro for the first out of the inning. Boo hanging in like a tough soldier now against Blue Noki. Can he get past the beach-dwelling Shellster? Big hit? No, not really. Dante gets under that one easy for the second out of the inning, and Boo chooses to stay on to face down Blue Pianta. The slaps from the Piantas can be so dangerous. It's a bit weaker than we expect, but it's still good enough to reach first, and the offense has started for the third. It won't be 3 up, 3 out for the Monarchs quite yet. Blue Toad, a consistent batter of his own, slaps it straight up the middle as well. Toadette isn't able to bring in the time to catch out Blue Pianta at second, meaning we have a run on first, run on second, 2 outs. Toadette, every time I diss a batter, they come up big for their team, so I'm not going to say anything about Toadette. I'm going to watch her. Look at pitch number 2. Hit it right to Shy Guy. Okay, I can go back to dissing on Toadette's batting potential again. Great center fielder. But the slap hit isn't there, and it stops the Monarchs in the top of the third. So, bottom of the third. Waluigi comes up to bat for the... It's not the first time for the Spitballs, right? Waluigi's batted before, hasn't he? For the Infernos. No, this is the first time Waluigi's been up to bat. Oh, wow. The power block does save his big pop fly out to center field, actually. Nails him a double. Such a hell of a way for Waluigi to start this offense. Shy Guy now against Toadsworth. We know that the Shy Guys do love that star power when they have it. So what can he do? No, slap hit does go straight to Blue Critter though, who turns the double play and clears the bases. Toadsworth will start to tire. It's around the same time as Boo for the Infernos, so you can't blame him. Lednoki not able to get out of the infield. Excuse me. So the Spitballs offense remains quiet through 3. They haven't been able to find much luck yet. The Monarchs are at a weaker section of their batting for the first two batters, but Blue Critter coming up this inning is a good chance for them to extend their lead to 4. Maybe more if Toadsworth or Peach can get on base. Toadsworth, slap, goes right to Shy Guy, so he won't be able to do it, at least as the first batter. Boo stays on, what a trooper, against batter number 2. And a bobble as Peach forces the bobble off Fire Bro. That's not something you're going to see every day. What is it with the Monarchs and just forcing bobble after bobble after bobble on Daisy Cruiser? That is terrifying. That means that Blue Critter now has a runner on and wants to take advantage of it. I believe, though, Red Noki and Pianta are in position to catch out that attempt. Princess Peach is still on base. There's still a chance for the Monarchs to start putting in some damage this inning, though not a lot of pressure on them as they still maintain that 3-run lead. Can they extend it to 4? Well, that will depend an awful lot off the batting prowess of Nerissa. She faces down Waluigi, charges, but pitch on the outside evades her grasp. Pitch on the inside, bit of a faster curveball though, just goes right to Shy Guy, who turns the double play and ends the inning. 0 for the Monarchs at the top of the 4th. And a scary, scary batting order for the 3 batters for the Infernos. If they want to get back into this game, now is the perfect time to do it. Strawberry against Toadsworth. Good slap. That should... Wait! Okay. That does put the Pianta on. You aren't so sure. But you gotta wait and see. Captain Dante now. Runner on. No outs, it's the second batter. He'll slap a slow ball though, and Blue Pianta will feel that quite easily with Blue Critter to turn the double play and clear the bases. And now, with Toadsworth being taken off in time to face Firebro, the Monarchs have navigated this inning perfectly. 2 outs now, Firebro against a fresh pitcher grounds out to Blue Pianta, and the Monarchs showing a little bit of that defensive wall capability that they were known so well for. The Infernos haven't found anything through 4. Now they gotta stop the Monarchs from finding more in the top of the 5th. There's the pitch. Blue Shy Guy does smack it. And Boo assistance. He'll only keep it to a single though. So, not really an item enforced error. That was a single either way, but a good start to the inning for the Monarchs. Waluigi wants to put a stop to that though. Another spitball. Blue Noki sees right through it, maybe threw it a bit too much. Firebro proves why he's one of the best shortstops in the league, snagging that one and turning the double play. So, another spitball. Waluigi trusting in these pitches, and it tricks out Blue Pianta for strike number 1. On pitch number 2, Red Noki gets under that one, and that's 3rd out to keep the Monarchs quiet. The Infernos have plenty of opportunities to get back into this game. They just need one to work out for them. Dry Bones is another great opportunity. Charges but whiffs on a good fastball from Toadstool. Next attempt, again the fastball is a little bit too quick for his blood, or lack thereof, and Dry Bones grounds out. Otis now facing down the Princess. That fastball zooms past her, right down the center of the plate, and the slider, well, she'll find good contact with that, but too good, as Toadette catches it out in center field for out number 2. Boo is the player to try to evade. 3 up, 3 out. Watch strike 1. Pitch 2. And it's a ball. A little bit too far outside. Princess Peach tries something on the inside though, and weak contact off Boo allows for another pitcher fielded out for 3 up, 3 out, and the Infernos have now gone silent through 5. The Monarchs, not a lot of pressure on them right now, as besides Blue Toad, who's a splendid batter, Not a lot of good batters coming up for them this inning unless they manage to find their way through Toadette, Toadsworth, and Peach. Blue Toad does his job though. Good single, right up center field. The Boo is not able to slip past the outfielders. Keep it single. Spitball attempt from Waluigi. Weak contact from Toadette. Shy Guy a little bit freaked out about it though. And he's only able to get one. Not able to turn the double play off the speed from Blue Toad running to second. Toadsworth also thrown out by a ground out, but those two ground outs have advanced the runner to third base. And now the Captain Peach has an opportunity to bring in a 4-run lead single. She makes contact with the spitball, but it will turn foul on pitch number 1. Pitch number 2 now. She again finds contact, but Shy Guy locks down second base, as his ilk are known to do. The Infernos escape a scary situation, but they need to keep on making scary situations against these Monarchs. They now only have 4 chances left to start putting some points on the board. Waluigi did an excellent job starting off his team's offense at his first at-bat. Catches the slider, and it's an excellently paced slap right in the pocket for another double from Waluigi. Okay. Shy Guy now. Facing down, Peach. Catches the slider, but Blue Critter dives to catch him out. And barely throws the ball in time to second base to catch out Waluigi. And in another history repeating itself moment, that's a double play to clear the bases. Red Noki now facing down 2 outs. Makes good contact, but is caught out by Toadette regardless in center field, and the Infernos are kept quiet through 6. The Monarchs back at the top of their batting order. They haven't been able to find much in 4 innings, but against a tired Waluigi, we'll see what Blue Critter can do. Contact is deep, but Strawberry and Red Noki are there with plenty of time. I'll catch that out and deny another home run for Blue Critter. Much to celebrate in the outfield. And Waluigi's starting to feel the heat as the Monarchs turning up big against the Inferno. Narissa, though, will ground out. Her ball caught by Boo at first base. Waluigi will finally step off the mound now, and the relieving pitcher of Red Noki is brought in from the outfield. You know what that means? That means that the Infernos have no chemistry in the outfield. Blue Shy Guy's ball almost bounces for a ground rule double, but it's a normal double as the now center fielder of Waluigi is not able to reach it in time. So it's a rare sight. It's Noki versus Noki. Red Noki faces down Blue Noki. And pitch number 1 is watched for a strike. Pitch number 2, a little bit on the inside. Firebolt catches it out and secures the 3rd out of the inning. It's still not that bad for the Infernos, as the big problem they still have to solve is getting runs on the board. And, well, Waluigi at least saw through Blue Critter, which means that they have a very good chance to make sure that Blue Critter never sees the batting box for the rest of this game if they're able to lock up their defense. Strawberry hits a great single to start off the Infernos. Another good start to the Infernos inning. Dante, though, caught out by Blue Critter, and yet again, despite a good first batter, the second batter hits right into a double play, and the Infernos' hopes are quashed yet again so far. Firebro, Dry Bones. Hell of a combination to test Peach. Firebro sees through her tricks for swing number 1. No item support, though, means that this pop fly will be called by Blue Toad out in left field. That means that the Infernos only have 2 opportunities left and 3 runs to make it up. The Monarchs have kept them scoreless on Daisy Cruiser for 7 innings. Blue Pianta now versus Red Noki. What can he do? Contact for a slap and a boo assistance. Well, he's a Pianta, so actually he barely even made it to first off that speed. Still though, Blue Toad, another good slap hitter, will do his job. And Waluigi misses the catch, meaning that it's now runners on the corners for the Monarchs. And Toadette Toadsworth Peach. If Red Noki doesn't get 3 outs in a row here, Blue Critter will see the batting box this inning. Strike number 1 against Toadette. Second pitch, she catches it, but it sails above Firebro for the Monarchs to extend their lead to 4. Toadette gets a double using her speed. And a runner on second, runner on third, no outs. The Monarchs are up 4. And this is looking dire for the Infernos. They need something big here. It's not a guaranteed Blue Critter showing because Toadsworth could still hit into a double or even a triple play. Big pop fly from him, but it's blocked by the table. It's blocked by the table. The boo assisted as well. It bounces off the table. It's a ground rule double. The first question mark ground rule double in Grand Slam Galaxy history brings in 2 more runs. Dante is subbed in to pitch now from left field. Sorry, it only brings in 1 run, excuse me, but the Monarchs are now up 6th at the top of the 8th. Finally, Princess Peach hits into a double play, and Blue Critter steps up. There's no outfield chemistry. So if the star player can hit a bomb, no, it's a line drive to left field where Red Noki is able to get under it and stop the bleeding for now. 6-0. 2 chances left. The Infernos still have a chance here, but their offense needs to go nuclear right now. Dry Bones against Princess Peach. Star Power. Big hit out to left field. And just like that, the starred player is the one to score run number 1. Excuse me. Don't call it a comeback just yet, but the dry spell is finally broken by Dry Bones. And the Infernos are now just down 6-1. Otis wants to keep this going, but her slap is caught out by Blue Critter. And what, funnily enough, if Dry Bones had hit a single, that would have been a double play. Still, it's only 1 out now. And Boo faces down Princess Peach. These fastballs have been devastating so far. Boo is just quiet watching too. Outside pitch against an inside batter, but no. The slap goes right to Blue Critter. Diving catch to make the play, and that's 2 outs now. So, Waluigi, you've hit 2 great doubles so far. Can you keep the magic going? Watch strike number 1. And on the next pitch, slaps it. Another well-aimed hit, but this time Blue Toad suctions it in, and Waluigi's only allowed a single. Shy Guy can come up big. He's a little bit inconsistent. His team needs him now, though. 2 outs on the board. He's charging, but he'll watch the pitch slide past. And on pitch number 3, whacks it. It's well aimed. And Blue Noki throws the wrong way. That means that there is a runner on first. There is a runner on second. Red Noki now against Princess Peach. Another good hit. Unlike the Rotten Eggs game. Oh my god, a fielding error sends the ball way out to the outfield. That brings in 2 for the Infernos. They've reached their quota for this inning and are only 3 behind after a ball that bounces off a shell, after attempting to hit the banana, breaks the table. Toadette, her next attempt to knock it over to Blue Noki to laser it home, but Blue Noki walks into that same banana, lets the ball escape to the outfield. Strawberry's now up with a runner on third. 6-3 scoreline. Strawberry slaps it. Red Noki is touching home safely. The ball jumps above Blue Noki. 6-4 scoreline now. And the Infernos have brought this game back. Okay. Princess Peach starting to tire could mark disaster for the Monarchs. Captain Dante up with a runner on second, but a bobble for Blue Critter keeps the magic going! It's a bobble for Blue Critter! What is this field? Runner on the corners, 2 outs, Fire Bro somehow brought up! Facing down Princess Peach, slaps it, and finally the inning ends. After so much, the Infernos are still in a 2-run deficit, but their big inning comes just in time to put them back into this game. The Monarchs don't have a lot of scary home run caliber hitters that the Monarchs batting can take advantage of. Maybe Nerissa's their best chance at a home run, but no, she slaps it, and that magnetic glove from the Shy Guys catches her out. That's out number 1. Okay, Blue Shy Guy now against Dante. Pops it up. It does bounce off the table. Red Noki has to follow this one all the way out there, so it's a double. So it's something now brewing for these Monarchs. Runner in scoring position for Blue Noki. Dante wants to bring this one out of position. Slider forces strike number 1. Blue Noki swings on strike number 2, and Shy Guy turns to double play, meaning that the Monarchs don't manage to get anything. The Infernos need 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to bring us to extras, and they are in a very weak part of their batting order. Otis isn't a bad batter, but she has not been able to turn up so far this game, and Boo is maybe arguably one of the weakest Infernos batters on this lineup. Drybones is a very good start, but we've seen promising starts immediately hit into double plays. So while Drybones gets the single, all eyes now turn to Otis as Princess Peach is taken off the mound. Who's the relieving pitcher? Blue Pianta. Fastballs aren't as good as Peach, and Blue Pianta is a great shortstop, so that definitely is weakening the Monarchs' position. Otis now on pitch number 2. She'll watch that one as well. 2 strikes now. She has to swing on this one. It's a slow ball right down the middle, but Princess Peach catches it, and the pain continues. Once again, a strong start hits into a double, and it would be an Inferno's end to this game if Boo gets knocked out here. Blue Pianta versus Boo. 2 outs on the board. Boo needs to get on base to save this Inferno's game. Slaps it. Perfectly aimed in the pocket. It evades Blue Noki. Not for long, though. That's a single. Waluigi versus Blue Pianta. Now on. Waluigi has hit incredibly so far this game. Can he come up in the bottom of the 9th? 1 strike, 1 ball. 3rd pitch. Charge. Contact. It just dives past Blue Critter, but Boo, no, doesn't get caught out on a base running error. The tying runs are on the field. Red Shy Guy needs to keep this 2-out magic going for the Infernos. The game could end at any moment. That's a big hit. That's too big a hit. Toadette and Blue Noki are there. They catch the home run attempt, and the Infernos game ends 6-4 as the Monarchs go on a 3-game winning streak to bring themselves back into this league. Yeah, heart-pounding action at the end there for the Infernos. But the Monarchs, well, they might start to like Daisy Cruiser as they manage to snag another game off on it after keeping the Infernos quiet on offense through 7 innings. Those last 2 innings really showcased why, with a little bit of extra juice, with a little bit of an opportunity, it is so easy for the spitballs to get going, but stopped just in time by this Monarchs defense. Blue Critter earns MVP honors for his excellent infield play, as well as the home run that started off this game. And it's a relatively convincing win. The Monarchs secure it. And manage to go 6-4 on Daisy Cruiser. What a play. And what an apology I owe to this team. Blue Critter turning up consistently, not like an all-star power batter, but I've said before that consistency is a hell of a drug. And while he might not have the home run potential as other batters, he's doing an excellent job of leading this small ball offense from the Monarchs into a 3-game winning streak against not too shabby teams. The Infernos have shown up before in this and almost showed up right at the end to snatch a come-from-behind victory. They'll fall just a little bit short, though, in a heart-pounding game to end game number 3. Quite an interesting one. Quite a scary one. Quick one, too. 5 innings, 3rd through the 7th, where neither team managed to score on Daisy Cruiser. I'd say that Daisy Cruiser can be a little bit long in the pocket, but the left and right sides of the field are so close that we usually deem this a batter's paradise anyway, and that was the way we thought it was starting when Blue Critter knocked a good solo bomb to start this game. Still though, both teams looking strong. Respect, they'll both be in the middle of the pack. The Infernos will fall. I mean, I guess they don't actually fall to middle of the pack. They will fall to seed number 7, as instead of losing by 1, they lose by 2. And they will actually be 1 run differential behind the... Yes. No. Hang on, I have to do math. Yes, no, the Infernos will be 1 run differential behind the Monarchs. As it doesn't matter because the Monarchs are at a 3-2 scoreline. Never mind. Regardless, interesting baseball and a wide open field remains in Grand Slam Galaxy. But how wide open is this field? Exactly how wide open is it? Well, for that, we're going to have to turn to game number 4. That is the wrong game. I would love to play this game again, but I can't because of integrity. No. The Revenge versus the Monsters. It's a scary one. The Monsters have a 3-1 record, a plus 20 run differential. Their only loss so far was to the Rotten Eggs, and even that was a 10-9 squeaker off a little bit of stolen valor on Yoshi Park, where it very easily could have gone against the Monsters. Now, to be fair, in that 3-1, one of those was a walk-off homer win for them to take it over the Wilds, so they are by no means in a safe, dominant position, but they still sit at the top of the league. At least they do right now. The Revenge, meanwhile, are 0-4. They did make the blockbuster trade to bring Hammer Bro onto their team, and whereas Boomerang Bro is a consistent hitter that you could argue will serve the Wilds well, Hammer Bro is given the support that he needs to be an absolute bomb hitter on this team. And I'm remembering, who is this star power on? Because it's not on Paragoomba. That was the correction I needed to make sure. Dry Bones is the one getting the star power today. When Hammer Bro has the support he needs, when he's got a team behind him, can he show up big? He didn't have a great performance on the Wilds, so we're going to have to see what he's able to do on the Revenge. It would be very poetic if the Revenge's first win was able to come off such a blockbuster trade. But we'll have to see what they're able to do. The Monsters are a scoring team, as I've already said. And Mario Stadium is a relatively small stadium. When the Monsters went to it against the Monarchs, though, they only managed to score 6 runs. Now, the Monarchs are a very defensive team, as we just saw, but the Revenge are arguably an equivalent defensive team to the Monarchs. They just haven't been able to put together an offense yet. And when they trade a consistent line drive hitter for a consistent slugger like Hammer Bro, that seems like the type of trade that they need to make. So, I'm not going to keep this up. I'm not going to keep this wait up for too long. When you solo cast 4 games in a row, you're ready to end the night. The Revenge versus the Monsters. The team that has managed to stay at the top of the scoreboards versus a team that hasn't managed to win a game yet. We find out how open this league really is as we head to Mario Stadium. Not to give extra sweat to the Revenge, but the Monsters did have home field advantage and chose to come to this roster. So there's a lot of scary potential if and only if the Revenge are able to capitalize. Ground Critter starts off the game well, though, with the Revenge. That hit reaches the outfield for a single. And now it will be Neru, who will have to beep her way onto the bases. Facing down Magikoopa, who's an exceptional starting pitcher if there ever is one. Well, she gets up to a 1-2 count. But the slow ball down the middle will be something that she takes advantage of with a big hit to left field. She'll safely reach first on that single, and Brown Critter will get all the way to third base. And this is true, my headphones run out of power. It's fine though, and my sound quality is just worse. Green Dry Bones now. Runners on the corners. Star power bequeathed onto him. Slaps it. Brown Critter, though, not sure if it's going to be caught out, doesn't run home. That means that its bases loaded for John Wick. Can the Hitman absolutely ice this in the first inning? Well, he keeps his cool on pitch number 1. Pitch number 2. Slaps it again down the middle, and small ball for the Revenge is turning up big. And would you look at that? There's bases loaded, there's 1 run already scored, and it's time for the trade to come in. Hammer Bro. Bases loaded. First at bat on a new team. Item support against Magikoopa. He's not going to charge, though. He's got a star hit that should go right to Red Paratroopa, but no, the item support, and what the Wilds lack, the Revenge are able to give in spades. The item support saves Hammer Bro and lets him bring in 2 RBIs to put the Revenge up 3-0. That is why synergy can be so key. That is why Hammer Bro can still work on the Wilds, but for right now, it's what comes up big for Hammer Bro and for the Revenge. That'll chase Magikoopa off early and put Bowser Jr. on the mound. Runner on second, runner on third now, but Captain Diddy Kong has no interest in keeping this going. A soft slap puts the Revenge at 4. Quick reminder here. The Revenge's highest scoring Playday in the regular season before this was 6? Yeah. It was 6. Monty Mole will hit into a double play and cool a little bit of the Revenge's thunder, but they're at 4 in the top of the first as Ollie comes up to the home plate. To home plate, excuse me, twice. Ollie will ground out, so the magic will end But a 4-run inning to start this game is an excellent start. And a good revenge tour in the making. Goomba though. Well, Ollie didn't have a lot of luck as Paragoomba. What can Goomba do for us? Against breakout pitcher Monty Mole. Good slap. A Boo assisted one, and both teams are making good use of their items. That'll be a double for Goomba as Diddy Kong is not able to bring it in easily off bad synergy with Brown Critter. Koopa also aims for the pocket well. This fireball assistance shouldn't matter as much as Ollie and Peridot are able to bring it in relatively quick. Still though, the monsters have fired back just as fast with a big dinger to bring them their first run. No one's going quite early, and this promises to be a very high scoring game. Paratroopa now against Monty Mole. Wants to keep it going with a soft slap out to left field. That'll be a single. Run on first, run on second, and one more batter. Look at that, it's Bowser Jr. I've hyped up every single time it's come up to the point where you can say it with me, you can rhyme. Bowser Jr., Dark Bones Bowser. In my opinion, still the most terrifying 1-2-3 of this league, but Bowser Jr. will ground out. Still, runner on second, runner on third, that's 2 runners in scoring position for Dark Bones against Monty Mole. Dark Bones wants to sell for a slap though, and again, a lot of Goombas hit. Boo assistance means that it'll bring in 2 on that double. Maybe a little bit of scouting there to know where to hit it, the smart item play, boos when they're needed from the team, and Monty Mole, who has lasted so long in so many other games, starts to crumble early versus this high-paced offense. Monty Mole doesn't even want to face down against Bowser. It's a pitching change for both teams in the first inning. I would say that favors the monsters. Bowser and Bowser Jr. are both incredible pitchers. And Bowser wants to keep up his team's offense as Ollie and Peridot aren't able to get the gloves on the ball in time. Bowser brings in the tying run to make this a 4-4 game. Like I was saying, early pitching swaps do favor the monsters. Bowser and Bowser Jr. are both excellent pitchers and can carry this entire game if they need to. Diddy Kong, also an excellent pitcher, but who follows him up? We'll have to see what the revenge pick when the moment comes. In the meantime, Magic Koopa sneaks one out to the outfield to put runners on the corners. There's only one out now, and Bowser could give his team the lead in this intense first inning. Diddy wants to force a double play off Iwata. The semi-charge hit finds the pocket beautifully though. Ollie needs to drill this one in quick. Not quick enough. Bowser will more than safely touch home. And runners on the corners continues as the monsters now have a 1-run lead. It's 4-5 and it's the first inning. Blue Drybones faces down Diddy Kong. Excellent hitter in his own right, and batter number 9 on this monsters roster means they're at least going the lengths, and it's another slap to the pocket. It's another RBI. Runners on the corners is maintained, and the monsters just cannot be stopped right now. The Revenge had an incredible start, but the monsters put up 6 in the first inning and go right back to the top of their order. Goomba again in the pocket. Ollie and Peridot bring it in, but that's another RBI. That's runners still on the corners, and the monsters have now put up 7. All of the batters have been insane today. All the small-time hitters that you expect to ground out in the infield have gone huge. Koopa hits it to Brown Critter, who just simply bashes through the bananas with a little bit of help from Hammer Bro to secure the double play. But that is an incredible start to the Monsters offense. The Revenge thought they were golden, but now they need to do more than they thought, more than they hoped. They need to break their record for runs scored this season. They know they need to do it by the top of the second. Brown Critter starts off this offense after Peridot simply got knocked out early. And the big pop fly will be caught safely by Koopa in center field. That's now 2 outs against the Revenge. And Nero will have to see what she's able to do against Bowser Jr. Catches the fastball, but Bowser catches the ground out. And that's a quick 3 up, 3 out against the Revenge. If they want to keep this game close, they'll need to do just the same in a very scary section of the Monsters' batting. Paratroopa faces down Diddy Kong, quickly caught out by Hammerbow at shortstop. Okay, that's out number 1. But can they stop Bowser Jr., who's been such a consistent hitter so far this season? Banana ball from Diddy? Well, Bowser Jr. just watches it. The attempt at the curveball isn't enough, and that's a good line drive out to center field. The reigning champion forces Diddy Kong off the mound early. Nehru steps in from where? Third base? So, there's no outfield chemistry broken up yet, which is good. Darkbone's big high hit. Can Ollie avoid the bananas? No. She's tricked out, and all 3 outfielders tripped up by the bananas put runners on the corners for the big bad brute. Bowser has the chance to make this a 6-run lead now. Slams it out. Yeah, I don't think Ollie and Peridot are making that. No. Super jump ability might be good, but not if you're not able to get there in time. And the Monsters keep up their offense in the second to go up 6 runs now against the Revenge. An incredible start to their game. But now, well, the Monsters have come alive on Mario Stadium. Magic Koopa forces a bobble off Critter, which again, we've seen more bobbles off Brown Critter than I feel like we ever have before. Can I flush the RAM or something on my... Is it possible that my completely legitimate Wii has been corrupted over time or something? Because it's an insane series of games, and well, Iwata reaches first. The second out is called as the shell that allowed him to reach first knocked out the previous runner and allowed for a quick catch out by the Revenge. Blue Dry Bones does successfully reach first. We're back at the top of the order, and Nehru needs to find her way past Goomba. He's been incredibly successful so far. Slap, though, goes right to Brown Critter, and while they managed to get deep into the batting order, the Monsters are unable to put on any more damage after that 3-run homer from... from Bowser. Okay, so now Bowser Jr. faces down Green Dry Bones, who forces the bobble from Bowser. This is uncomfortable. There's something wrong. There's something deeply, deeply wrong. John Wick slams it, but Koopa and Goomba should be there with plenty of time to catch that attempt. It's a good effort from the Hitman, but no, not quite, as he'll just be the first casualty of this inning for the Revenge. I don't even know how many infielder bobbles that has been. Hammerbow now. Your time to shine. But just a slap. It's a well-aimed one. That means it's a single. But there's not a lot of power hitters left in this Revenge offense, so it'll have to be small ball. Diddy Kong is pretty good at getting on base. Slap, well aimed. will load the bases. The Revenge have a chance to swing the merry-go-round and bring runners in off this small ball if Monty Mole is able to evade Bowser Jr. Monty Mole, Ollie, Peridot. Next three batters not known for great offensive presence. If Monty Mole wants to go for a sack fly, that would be pretty acceptable in this situation, but... Oh, I thought that was a strikeout. A paintball. He needs to hit his way past a paintball to avoid the strikeout. No! Monty Mole exits the frame immediately and strikes out against Bowser Jr. Still loaded bases for Ollie, but she just hits it straight to Magic Koopa. And despite loading the bases, the Revenge aren't able to capitalize, and they're shut down at the top of the third. Will the monster's onslaught continue? Well, Nehru has a chance to stop it here against weaker batters Koopa and Paratroopa. Koopa grounds out quickly. Paratroopa now steps up. His attempt also shut down by Hammerbow at shortstop. So the second baseman and the shortstop both get in. Fine plays to get the first two outs. 2 outs now. And Bowser Jr. doesn't want to be the third. He'll sneak it past Diddy Kong. This is the optimal spot to get out number 3. If you can get Dark Bones out, Bowser doesn't come up without any support. But that's a big ask when Dark Bones is such an incredibly consistent hitter. Slaps it just over the head of Brown Critter, who doesn't jump for it. Base running error? No! Bowser Jr. touches the bag with a millisecond to spare. And Bowser now has 2 on. He already hit 1 3-run dinger. His first attempt will go foul. What'll he do on attempt number 2? Also charging early. It's a line drive, but Hammerbow makes the catch. Incredible reflexes to stop that one. And the Revenge stop the monsters. 7 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, 0 in the third. Most importantly, stopped off Bowser. And that's a great position for the Revenge to be in for the next couple innings. Now, can they get their offense going? Peridot, batter number 9. Well, she'll just ground out. Magic Koopa quickly fields and throws that one to first. Brown Critter, what can they do? That fastball from Bowser Jr. sneaks straight past them. And it's a paintball, which might force some bad contact. It'll force a strike. Pitch number 3, it's a slider. I think that's... Oh, I thought that was too far. But it's not good enough contact. There are bananas. This could fake out the outfielders. No. Koopa stands the ground. That's the second out of the inning. So, Nehru. Well, she'll get something going. She gets a good slap up the middle. Of course, the problem is now is that you want runners on for Hammerbro. Green Dry Bones is star powered, so he should be able to get on base, but it's never guaranteed in Grand Slam Galaxy. It's a great slap in the pocket. And yes, that's a single for Green Dry Bones. If John Wick can hold back his rage and not go for a home run here. Smacks the slider, but it's a little bit too far. The boo comes out in time, though. The ball slips past Goomba, and the Revenge might get caught out at home here for out number 3. No, it's a close play. Green Dry Bones sneaks past safely. And that's 2 RBIs for John Wick as the boo comes out just in time to stop Goomba from being able to get under the ball. Incredible play from the Revenge to shrink this to a 4-run lead. Now Hammerbro comes up. He'll watch the first curveball. He's only done slaps so far and he's charging now. Contact. It doesn't go high enough. But Hammerbow has reached base, I think, every single attempt so far this game. Runners on the corners for Diddy Kong. Consistent batter in his own right, and he does so there. Nice single to bring John Wick home. And now the Revenge are only down by 3. They're inching this game back, but with 2 outs on the board, this inning could end at any moment. Bowser Jr. tiring out early, though, is exactly what they want to see. Reminder, the Revenge are already on pitcher number 3, and Well, it's a jersey. It's Nehru. After the Revenge tire out Bowser Jr., they'll still have to get past Bowser, who stops the inning by making the jump to catch out that slap from Monty Mole. The Revenge shrink the gap and score more runs than they have in any game so far this season, but they still lag behind the Monsters as Magic Koopa's slap reaches left field for a single. Iwata, unfortunately for the Monsters, but great news for the Revenge. Hits into a double play. Bases are cleared, and it's Blue Dry Bones against Nehru. Slap goes over the head of Hammerbro this time, not able to make the hero jumping catch to stop this inning. And we'll be back up to the top of our order. Goomba now against Nehru. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch is a swung on strike. She's trying something on the inside this time. Goomba will make contact, but Hammerbro will lock that one down and force the end of the inning. That does mean that Bowser Jr. will be batter number 3 next inning, which is scary. Always an opportunity for the Monsters to get another monster inning after going quiet the last 2. Still though, for this inning, Ollie hits a beautiful line drive to center field. And that'll be a single for the Paragoomba. Bowser Jr. tiring out and will be subbed out. That's great news for the Revenge, as Bowser, who usually cleans up games, is brought in the 5th. They still need to get past him though, and these start pitches are deadly, forcing strike number 1 on Peridot. Pitch number 2 is a normal fastball, and it's the Revenge's turn to hit into a double play, but no! Bowser Jr. This can happen with star-powered players. A little bit too extra juice on that arm, misses Magic Koopa, and now runner on first, runner on second off a fielding error. Brown Critter, no outs to worry about, pops it out to left field and loads the bases for the Revenge. Nehru now, who's come up clutch as a pitcher, charging early against Bowser. Line drive is too far. It should be a sack. No, Ollie doesn't feel confident running that one in. Now when Bowser Jr. can bring it in so quick from the outfield. Green Dry Bones, though, up for the Revenge. Incredible slap hitter. We've seen it from the Bones on the Monsters. Doesn't want to slap, though. Wants to drive this one out of here. With the extra star power, might be worth it, but no. Slap is settled for. Aim perfectly in the pocket. Koopa and Goomba can't get their gloves on the ball. Finally, they do, but the Revenge drive in 2. Brown Critter, though. Base running error for out number 2. Most teams would throw it right to home there. But Goomba, previous defensive coordinator for the Monsters, you gotta wonder if he was making the call to Koopa, like throw to third, throw to third, throw to third. The Revenge shrink it to a 1-run gap, but they're up to 2 outs now. John Wick has been, well, kind of good, kind of bad so far. Charges and swings for the fences. Koopa and Paratrooper should be under that, though. For the second time on this Playday, a player aims so perfectly at the edge of Mario Stadium that the outfield thinks it's gonna bounce off the wall and steals a home run. Hammerbro, another line drive out to right field to get on base, and the Revenge have an 11-10 lead against the Monsters. It's a banana split from Diddy Kong to sneak its way past Goomba, and that's a single. Monty Mole, finally the one which the Revenge falters on. Hits it right to the second baseman for the out. But the Revenge have gained the lead, smashed their record for this season, and the 0-4 team is bringing hell to the Monsters on Mario Stadium. Koopa slaps it, but his first attempt goes straight to Hammerbro. Paratrooper now. the batter to come up before Bowser Jr. There's still so much ball left to play. We're only in the bottom of the 5th. Calm down. Paratrooper slaps it. Brown Critter doesn't bobble that one, though, and secures out number 2. Bowser Jr., who's been so consistent. I thought Neru almost rolled her eyes on the pitch there, though, not believing. No, not believing for good reason. As Bowser Jr. gets bad contact, and it's 3 up, 3 out for the Monsters. Now, don't get me wrong. They've gone scoreless 3 innings in a row, but when next inning starts with Dark Bones and Bowser, Monsters are a scary team. 11-10 though, and it's not like the Revenge are in their best batting position. Ollie and Peridot aren't known as consistent. Ollie does slap it to center field, but she hits it too far. She's caught out by Koopa. Peridot, arguably the less consistent of the two. I think Ollie is maybe the better batter. Also slaps it right to a fielder. This time it's Magic Koopa at the shortstop position. So Brown Critter's up. There's 2 outs on the board. And I'll have to watch a fastball. Bowser could lock down this inning if he... I thought that was going to be a beanball, but no. Weak contact from Brown Critter. 3 up, 3 out for the Revenge as well. Means that both teams, for the first time, are kept quiet for at least a full inning. Well, if you count the bottom of the 5th and the top of the 6th, there's a full inning. Dark Bones now. Charges, slams it big, slams it too big. Well, there are bananas. These have been very consistent at tricking. That's 2 ground rule doubles in one play. What the fuck is going on? Is my game broken? Dark Bones on base means that Bowser's line drive with a POW block. Bowser chooses not to run for second, but Dark Bones has plenty of time to run home, and the Monsters tie up this game. It's 11-11, and Neru is finally starting to tire. She's taken off the mound. I wasn't expecting that. Paragoomba. There is now no chemistry in right field for the Revenge for the rest of this game unless the next pitcher ends up being Peridot. Bowser was hit by the POW block that was supposed to stop the fielding, and what would have been a clean single with a runner on first, runner on second, instead ends with Bowser being caught out at that second base position. Iwata follows it up with a fine single of his own, runner on first, runner on second, and batter number 9 is Blue Dry Bones. We could see trouble here. Don't get me wrong, Ollie is a great pitcher. The Goombas are great pitchers, but can she hold up when she doesn't have chemistry in right field? It's runners on the corners. Goomba has a chance to bring in the leading run against Ollie, but watches a ball, watches a strike, pitch number 3, also watches it. Good eye from the Goomster. 2 balls now. Not good enough eye as the count raises up to 2-2. I thought that they were just going to let that slide. POW block! POW block brings in the leading run. Any other item, and that would have been stopped and we'd still have a tie game, but no, the POW block comes in. Knocks out Diddy Kong on first base. Finally, after that, Koopa will ground out, but the Monsters have scrambled back into a leading position after scoring 2 after a desert of innings. The Revenge. Can they bring this home? Yet to win a game this season after so many heartbreaks, and now down by 1 entering the 7th. Neru wants to bring it home, but what would have been a great slap hit to the center field? Caught by Magic Koopa at the shortstop position. Green Dry Bones, also a very consistent hitter, charging. You're almost happy that that one whiffs if you're a Revenge fan. Oh, never mind. The star pitch from Bowser to secure the strikeout, and that's 2 now. In the top of the 7th against the Revenge. John Wick needs to get on base here. Line drive to center field. Touches down. Evades Koopa. There's a POW block, but Paratrooper would be able to clean it up. Still, John Wick reaches scoring position at second base. Hammerbro has reached base at every at-bat so far this game. Can he bring home John Wick? Star pitch number 1 from Bowser. Hammerbro whiffs his star bat, and it's another star pitch. Bowser says no thank you, strikes out Hammerbro, and the Monsters maintain a 1-run lead. If the Revenge want this game, they need to force Bowser off that mound. But right now, it's a scary trial by fire for Ollie on the pitcher's mound. Paratrooper knocks it perfectly. That's the first single to start this off, and that's trouble. Bowser Jr. and Darkbones to follow. Bowser Jr. now. Faces down. Ollie. Weak hit, though, fielded by Brown Critter, who correctly tags up on second and gets the double play to clear the bases. If Ollie can force out Darkbones, who says no? Big slam to left field. Darkbones re-enters the game, and it's a home run to bring the Monsters now up to a 2-run lead. It's still not an unmanageable difference, but it is a great lead for the Monsters after such a close game so far. Bowser will try to make it 3, but his line drive will touch dirt, and he'll only manage to get a single. You know the funny thing? I just realized sometimes the game lags on my screen, but it doesn't lag on the stream. That's weird. Ollie, anyway. Facing down, Magic Koopa. Magic Koopa does drill it out into the pocket for a very smart hit. Bowser base running error? No. Stays at second. There's still 2 outs against the Monsters, so any mistake can end this inning. Ollie just needs to find that mistake. She's up against Iwata now. Slaps it, finds the right spot, and now that is loaded bases for the Monsters. We've already had so many monstrous innings, and Blue Drybones has the chance to extend this lead even further. Big hit to the pocket means that is 1 run in, 2 runs in. The Monsters extend their lead to 4, and they're back into that position where they reeled in so many runs before. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Any mistake is the end of this inning. But the Revenge have given up 4, and Ollie is tied out. Be Peridot. No, it's Mr. Wick. Brought in. That's the left fielder. And now any hope of a semblance of chemistry in the outfield is dashed. Nira needs to make this catch. She does. Barely in time before that power block lands on her. But still, the Monsters now up to a 4-run lead, and the Revenge only have 2 innings to bring this game back. Bowser's taken off the mound. Bowser's off the mound. It's Goomba. Goomba's brought into... That means there's no chemistry in left field. Okay, the Revenge have been given a great opportunity. Bowser's not a fantastic left fielder. He has a can of an arm to throw it in if he gets to the ball, but he's a little bit slower than Goomba. And is he slower? No, he's definitely slower than Goomba, and he doesn't have chemistry. Monty Mole has gone out, I think, at every single out-bat so far. And again, a big double play against the Revenge. Goomba's pitching is, of course, phenomenal, and now Ollie will have to find a way past it. Not a bad quaternary pitcher, and Ollie's hit is reeled in by Magic Koopa for the 3rd out. If the Revenge want this game, they need to score 4 in the 9th inning. They've already scored 4 on 2 separate innings against stronger pitchers. They just need... Oh yeah, he does have chemistry with Koopa. My bad. So there is still outfield chemistry. Bowser's just slow. I forgot that the Monsters are such a mesh of synergy. Still, over on their side, Koopa is caught up by Hammerbro for out number 1. Paratrooper manages to knock it just a little bit further right, though, and gets on base. The Revenge cannot allow any additional damage, and this is the hardest part of the Monsters lineup to do that against. Bowser Jr. knocks it right to Hammerbro, who throws it for the double play. Okay, it comes down to this. Top of the 9th. It's the Revenge who need 4. They're on batter number 9, so they're about to go to the top of their order. And it's against Goomba. Peridot is not a consistent hitter. Typically, it's Ollie who has more of the success. 2 strikes now against Peridot. Slaps it, but it goes right to Magic Koopa. That's out number 1. That's kind of expected. Now you need the rest of the Revenge lineup to turn up big, starting with Brown Critter. Very good hitter. Line drive right out to Bowser, though, and that's out number 2. 1 out separates the Revenge from another loss after a close game versus the Monsters. Neru versus Goomba. Can Neru keep this game going? Charges. Contact. It's in the pocket. This game isn't over yet. She's going to second. Is it an error? No. She'll successfully touch the bag. Any moment now could end this game. Green Dry Bones. Very consistent hitter, but can Goomba trick him out? Curveball. Green Dry Bones will watch it. Second pitch. Another curveball. Slap. This one's out to left field, and it'll be good for runners on the corners. Mr. Wick needs to come up big versus Goomba. Watches the curveball. Any sort of infield play here ends the game. Watches the next curveball. Ice in his veins. Fire behind his bat. That's a slap for a single. The lead is down to 3. And with 2 runners on, the player that got traded up to the Revenge. A home run here would be impossible to ask of anyone. But if Hammer Bro can get it, it ties the game. Charges. Watches the first pitch. Charges. Contact. Line drive goes foul. 2 strikes. Goomba keeps Green Dry Bones honest. And on pitch number 3, it's a slap. It won't be a miracle home run. Dry Bones is running. Dry Bones is caught out at home. And off the base running error. Heartbreak. What could have been such poetry is denied in the top of the 9th. And the Revenge bring it so close against the best team in the league. But the Monsters squeak it out. 12-15 on Mario Stadium to keep their run at the top of the scoreboard alive. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. A very well-earned MVP from the Monsters captain of Bowser to secure his team that game. The playing field might be open, but the Monsters reassure everybody that they're on top of the food chain after a great win versus the Revenge. For the Revenge, again, it's hard to say this every single week. Great potential, close game against every single team, constantly improving, but big hits, big small ball game across the Monsters roster, as well as home runs from Bowser when the team needed it. Secure the game and secure the 12-15 scoreline. This really is, as it stands, basically anyone's league. We're only 5 games in out of 14 playdays. The Revenge, I would almost not be surprised if the Revenge swept the next 9. Lots of room to make this team still work. But the gap shrinks every single day. We're not at all anywhere close to done with this league regular season. But after that, you got to look at all these teams, and you got to start asking the real question, which team even ends up in the bottom 2? The Revenge are 0-5, but they have been improving and getting better and better and better, and just showing up against all the teams in the league. They just need to bring one home. The Infernos are 2-3. They're going to end up in number 7. I need to do the stats to actually get the standings sorted out, but this really could be absolutely anyone's league heading out of Playday number 5. I'm gonna focus and do that now. I'm gonna get our stats up on the board, as both games on Mario Stadium today end up being absolute bangers. And once again, it's an incredibly banger of a Playday, aside from the Ron Eggs game where they get destroyed. That's the second time in a row. We've had a great Playday, and also the Ron Eggs were here. So maybe they deserve that 8th seed slot, and we could see them sliding down there soon enough. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's see. Punch in the Monarchs game, punch in the Revenge and Monsters game, and then calculate these. It's hard enough for me to do this while listening to a co-commentator, so I'm just going to take a moment and make sure that I get this right. The Monsters win by 3. Already got that. The Scrambled Eggs lost by 1. The Infernos lost by 2. The Monarchs won by 2. The Wilds won by 1. And the Revenge lost by 3. Okay. This is an incredibly, terrifyingly tight standings. So let's go ahead and get this updated. Is everything else ready? No. Making sure everything's right. Bum, 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 bum. Nope. There we go. Alright. Let me get this up and ready. Our current standings after Playday number 5 really paint the league that we're in. So, let's take a look. As you might expect, the Monsters still stand atop the leaderboard. 4-1 with a plus 23 run differential that secures them top of the league so far. The Flowers also with that 4-1. The Monsters' one loss so far was versus the Ron Eggs. The Flowers' one loss so far was against the Monsters. So, both teams standing very strong. In a very weird twist of fate, the Ron Eggs are in 3rd place, but currently have a -1 run differential. After an excellent start to their season, 2 devastating losses back-to-back have kicked that management down to a negative run differential for the first time in their history. They still sit at 3-2, and they still sit at 3rd in the league, so by no means are they down and out. And hopefully, with a little bit of adjustment, or a little bit of a banning out the disruptors, that team will be able to bounce back and show the league that they do still mean business as the one team to defeat the Monsters. The Monarchs are the team I owe the biggest apology to. After a rough start, 0-2, a Grand Slam bobble, which I will talk about until the end of time, is what starts their 3-game comeback into this league to snatch their way up to the 4th seed position. Though, with a -10 run differential, they need to keep winning these games, or else that tiebreaker will forever keep them in the middle of the scoreboard. Scrambled Eggs. 2 and 3 with a +6 run differential. Definitely well earned number 5 slot as one of only 3 teams in the league right now with a positive run differential. The Scrambled Eggs remain a team to watch closely, as close as the games end up being, as out of those 5 games, 4 of them ended with a 1 run differential. The Wilds start to march their way up the scoreboard, 2-3 with a -10 run differential. Boomerang Bro doesn't show up for them so far, but again, lots of room for them to fit onto this team, as, well, the argument almost stands that the Bros could be feast or famine players. The Infernos are the ones to fall down into that 7th slot. Not a lot of pressure on them with only 5 of the 14 playdays done so far, but they do have that -11 run differential, so again, pressure's on them not just to win, but to win big. And somehow, the Revenge, who I still think are one of the best teams in this league, are 0-5 after 5 terribly tight, heartbreaking games. Despite not winning, still leaves them with a better run differential than 3 of the teams in the league. I need to emphasize that. They haven't won a game yet, but they still have a better run differential than 3 teams. We're only 2 playdays away from the halfway point, so it's up to the Revenge to start that march up the scoreboard and avoid being in a dire strait later down the road. I have been your commissioner, Willie or won't he? Thank you for joining me for Playday number 5 of Grand Slam Galaxy. I will see y'all Saturday? I think for Playday number 6. It should be Saturday for Playday number 6. We'll see what happens, but it should be Saturday for Playday number 6. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next Playdate. If it's not Saturday, it will be always on Tuesday, Baseball Day. And until next time, play ball, everyone. And good night. Cheers.